Hello, hello. I should be live. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm a little bit early, but I was a little bit early last week. And yeah, it's nice to come on a little bit early, say hello to people before carnage begins. Hey, Louis, how's it going? Hey, David, good to see you here. Jason, how you doing? Hey, sorry, Daddy. Vegans are winning. Yeah, I like it. Hey, vegan stoner lady, how you doing? I did. I saw that you've changed your stream to a good time for me, no longer in the middle of the night. Which yeah, I think when you do it that time, it's when I just finish work, so I do listen when I'm driving. But obviously, yeah, and then I'm having a shower and doing other stuff. So, but yeah, you're on in the background, and I always enjoy your live streams. Hey, Marcos, the crew is all here. Who else? Michaela, how's it going? Michael says, I haven't, I hadn't noticed I was a member thanks to the person who gifted me. Yeah, I think Sabby Coops did gift some memberships. I don't know if that was the person who gifted yours. I did have some others as well the week after, so I can hear and see you. Well, that's good news. I speak of the devil, Sabby Coops. I was just thanking you for the gift memberships. I don't know if you gifted Michael one, but yeah, that's it's very cool. Thank you very much. Really appreciated. Who have I not said hello to? Hey, Kathy. Hey, VPM. Hello, Lunchy Munchy. I think I've said hello. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes, see if anyone else is coming in. Any mods as well? I feel like I've got quite a few mods on YouTube, but oh well, I'm gonna add some more. 40-year-old vegan, I've just made you a mod on YouTube. You don't have to do anything. I always say with mods, yeah, no pressure or anything, especially when it comes to YouTube. I'm quite relaxed. I don't mind with people trolling and saying things like bacon or you know um, anything like that. It's only if they say something like really outrageous, like anything like hate speech or racist or anything like that, then obviously delete that. And then if they're spamming, just put them in a timeout. But that's about it, really. Other than that, I'm quite laid back, and there's quite a few of you, so it's just if you tend to spot anything, really. Maybe I ought to change my live streams because it's always after dinner, and I always feel like ugh after dinner. I didn't overdo it this time, but still. I might just nip and get a bit more water though before I start. It's nice to wash things down. Hey, Miss Teaspoon, how's it going? The whole crew is here. So many cool peeps here. Yeah, I agree. I agree. How's you guys this week going? Did you enjoy my last reel, by the way? Well, say reel. Um, my farmer video. Hey, I'm Bretta Burns. How's it going? Oh, you lost your voice mid convo. Live. How does that happen? Surely, like, surely you can tell if you're losing your voice. Like, it's a gradual thing. Oh no. Well, that sucks. Hey, you tops. Hey, vegan heretic. The guy enraged me. Did you start shouting and then your voice went? Oh no. It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at your um I don't know. I'm not laughing at you losing your voice. It's just yeah, loads of cool people. Farmer Guy was really annoying, but you know what? People seem to enjoy the video. So yeah. And on TikTok, I'll show you guys as well because actually I want to do a sound check. But one of the videos on TikTok got like 200k views, which is pretty cool for my little TikTok channel. I mean, I have had videos get decent views on TikTok before, but yeah, I'm pleased that it's gone. Well, yeah, it has gone viral, so um, that's a good thing. I'll show you guys in a minute because I want to do a little sound check, which I forgot to do last week. Um, but yeah, so a lot of people enjoyed that, and also things were like going in favor of veganism as well. A lot of times, like when we post stuff, there's a lot of not troll comments, but people like, oh, vegans, you know, all of that, and like, oh, I'm gonna eat this, that, and the other. But I did notice that with this one, there was a lot of like people saying like, you know what, vegans have kind of got a point, to be honest. And there were people saying there was even like, I think it's because um, the farmer guy made non-vegans just look so silly. So a lot of people were like, oh well, I'm just a lot of people were. I had one guy say, oh, I'm a farmer and I'm normally on the side of the non-vegans, but actually the vegans got a point. So yeah, it's kind of cool. But yeah, I know the thing is I was doing it with AV as well, and there's a bit of a dilemma there because like with AV, we don't tend to spend a lot of time on people like that. Like we tend to um, just focus on people who are definitely reachable. And so yeah, it's kind of like going against protocol to speak to people like that. And I wouldn't do it if I wasn't being filmed because it's a waste of time, waste of energy. I'm never going to get through to him, but the advantages are for the people who are watching because, like I said, the video's gone viral, it's in favor of veganism, all of that. And yeah, but I did have someone from AV message me basically saying like, why did you spend so long with that with that knobhead, because he's never going to change. um and I was like, yeah, but I know, but look how many people have seen the video and like in favor of veganism. And I feel like he was very, very nice and very understanding, and he said, yeah, you know, I get it. So yeah, but yeah, it is a bit of a moral dilemma. Whoa, lots has happened since I was going off on a tangent. Hang on. uh Somehow survived. Where did I get up to? Salad for girl. Wow, thank you so much. 10 gift memberships. That is freaking awesome. I have even more members now. That's so cool. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Lots of gift members. I just opened TikTok and guess what showed up? The farmer. Oh no. He's everywhere. That's the last video of him anyway. So Ben, no worries, you're not late. You're not late. I was a little bit early actually. I like to come on as soon as I've got set up, and then yeah, say hello to everybody and have a nice spend time with the homies before we go live. You guys are the homies. Shatter Nareen, what's your reason to be vegan? Because I don't want to be the reason that animals are exploited. I wouldn't want to be exploited for my body parts or for what I can provide to someone else. So why is it fair for me to put anyone else in that position? Oh, hang on. But what I'm going to do once... If Benny's spamming, we'll just put him on a timeout, by the way. I don't know if he's been spamming the same message. Because, yeah, I mean, you're welcome to say what you want to say. Plants has feelings, and I'll address it. Oh, okay. Yeah, but spamming the same message over and over and over again, you'll just get yourself put in a timeout. Yes, Ben, very well put. Shatanarine, once I go live on TikTok, I'll be popping a link in the chat. So you're welcome to come on and we can have a conversation about it. Yeah, we can have a chat about it. Yeah, I'm just here to have conversations with people, not to debate or not to be, yeah, I don't want to have an argument or anything with anyone. Just want to have an honest conversation. Honest conversations for the win. I love how Brits say knobhead instead of dickhead. We say that too. Someone asked how I say water bottle. Water bottle. I mean, I guess if you're not lazy and you pronounce all of your letters properly, you'd say water bottle. But I say water bottle because I can't be bothered to pronounce my T's. I'm vegan for a better human community. Love it. Oh, I'm just catching up on the chat. Recording the goal, yeah, is to get as many views as possible. Yeah, exactly that, David. The mods were quick there. Haha. Hey, Jace. Welcome back, Louis. Yeah, very well put. Animals do value their lives, just like us. We are also animals too. Hey, James, vegan sign guy. Nice to see you. Hey, you tops. I don't know if I've said hello to you yet. I've definitely missed messages here. Hey, JP, Julia, whichever one of you that may be, or both of you. How's it going? Hello, Vegan Anthem. Hello, Youngblood. Anik. Hello, Anik. Right. Shall I get straight into it? I could do with topping up my water. Be vegan if you want. Simple as that. Yes. Be vegan if you want, but we should be vegan. We should all want to be vegan. Who would want to needlessly oppress and exploit other animals? You know what? I think if I don't go and fill up my water before I get started, I'm probably going to have regrets. So, yeah, bear with me, like, literally 30 seconds. Don't get bored. Yeah, somebody entertain the homies in the chat, and I'll be back in, like, 30 seconds. I should have done this beforehand, but, yeah. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. My phone's going to lock, by the way, so the screen's going to go black in a sec, but then when I come back, we'll get started. I'll see you there, vegan heretic. Let's all hide for when she comes back. I'll see you. Right, I am back. Didn't take me very long. My house is not very big. Epstein Dungeon Party. That is an interesting name. Panic! No, not panic. Oh, actually, before I do, let's do a sound check. Right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go on to one of my videos, play it. If you guys can hear it, it'll probably mean that you'll be able to hear the guest. Well, it should mean that. So let's do that real quick. Let's go on to. Oh, we'll play Farmer Guide. This is the video that's gone
my
viral.
income that I live off is irrelevant.
Right.
No, I'm saying it's immoral.
That's really upsetting. Do you know how hard?
That's really upsetting. Right, how was that, everybody?
My family have worked.
Compared to my voice as
24
well.
hours of fucking.
And I'm going to go back on to live. Okay. Wow, Marcos, thank you so much. That is so generous of you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate that. Yeah, any donations or anything I get, obviously it all goes towards me being an activist, and yeah, hopefully I can afford to do this full time eventually. Although lots of people seem to think that I don't have a job and I claim benefits apparently, because like in my last video, you know, the farmer guy, I don't know if anyone's seen this, he was like, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? And I said, like, it's irrelevant. I was trying to ask him a question. And then, yeah, lots of people were like, that means she's unemployed. Well, and what if I was? That I didn't answer it because whether I was employed or not, it has no relevance on the topic we're talking about. Hey, Ian. Hello, Mariseth? Is that how you pronounce that? Farmer Vid made me subscribe. That's awesome. See, big up Farmer. Big up the farmer. Actually, the farmer's more like a secret vegan because he's been doing our job for us, making non-vegans. Like, I mean, if I was not vegan and I saw him, I'd be like, whoa, I do not want to be associated with him. I'm going vegan. So, and I got, yeah, he's got me some more subscribers, and that's cool. I tell them what I do, but no one believes me. You must have like a unbelievable job then. Yeah, secret activist, that's it. I mean, yeah, somebody said nobody is possibly this dumb. This has got to be set up, but it was not. Right, we've done the test. I'm assuming that it was working fine because nobody said anything. Patrick, I'm not a vegan at all, but I'm very compassionate to animals. Unfortunately, many humans hold the... Yeah, Patrick, it sounds like we've got lots in common. Why don't you come on and jump on the live and we can have a chat about it? Because, yeah, you know, many other species do exist, and I think that, you know, each individual is the center of their own universe, and nobody wants to be exploited, you know. So surely, you know, you say you're compassionate to animals, surely the most compassionate thing to do would be to leave them alone, to not exploit them. Yeah, come and have a chat. I'm not here to fight with anyone. I'm not here to argue. Hang on. Have I done everything that I need to do before I'm going live? Yeah. Yeah, come on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my link from TikTok. I'll pop it into YouTube and I'll pin it. So anyone in YouTube who wants to come on, onto the TikTok live, then you can. Right, let me just do that now. TikTok. I need a big stretch. Oh, I swear my back just clicked. Right, here we go. That's better. Yeah, I was feeling like kind of tired before I came on here. I was thinking, I can't be bothered today. I can't be bothered to speak to people, especially if it's like some people that were here last week. But yeah, I'm here. I've got more energy now. You guys have energized me over on YouTube. I'm always very happy to see you. Don't you get tired of the controversy? I mean, I get tired of like addressing the same things over and over, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, the animals need me to do that, so here I am. I speak with a Cockney accent. No, no, I don't speak with a Cockney accent. I'm not from um, I'm not from London or anywhere near London. I'm more like from Birmingham. So, the real Indiana. Why don't you come and have a chat? In fact, that's what I'm doing. Right, link. Join the live here. Right, join the live, and I'm gonna pin it. Pin. There we go. Yeah, we can talk about your taste pleasure and if it's a good enough justification to exploit animals. Mihei, I think I recognise that name. Yeah, by the way, if any other vegans do want to come up, you're welcome to. The only thing I ask is obviously just that we don't interrupt each other, and bear with me, Marcos. Is it Marcos? I'll accept you in just a Mihei. I'll accept you in just a second. Sorry, I was reading someone else's name at the same time. Yeah, before I accept, the real Indiana Cones, you must have a real issue with animals then. You must really not like them. I never understand when people say, oh, because of this discussion, I'm going to go and exploit more animals. I'm going to go and punish more animals. It's kind of like, I've heard this analogy before, but it's kind of like seeing like a someone on the streets who's like, right guys, let's not be racist, please don't be racist to the cultures, and you're saying, oh, because I don't like you, I'm going to go and disrespect more people of different races. So yeah, it's just like, what did they do? Do you know what I mean? They did nothing. Right, okay, so I was gonna say, that's what I was gonna say. So yeah, TikTok. Yeah, basically I'm here having conversations with people about why they're not vegan. So it will just be basically asking some questions, trying to find out a little bit more about your morals and about your ethics, where you stand, and just to see if your actions are consistent with them. So this is not I'm not trying to catch anyone out. I'm not trying to have an argument with anyone or anything like that. It's just honest conversations. That's what I'm interested in. People who are honest. And guys, there is no shame in being wrong about things. There is no shame in holding your hands up and saying like, oh, maybe maybe my actions aren't lining up with my morals. And it's what we've all done. It's how we grow as people. So there's no shame in it. There really is not. There's no shame. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I recognize this name.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, me, hey, are you over 18?
Can you please repeat?
Are you over 18?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Have we spoke before? I thought I recognised your name.
Yes, I tried before, but you couldn't hear me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so how do you feel about animals?
I like them, they're cute. Well, depends on the animal, but
Yeah.
I have some animals myself.
Okay, which animals do you have?
Rabbits, bunnies.
Rabbits. Oh, nice. And how do you feel about animal exploitation?
It's okay. That's why I use my bunnies for.
You exploit your
Well, not
bunnies.
exploit them, but
What do you exploit them for?
well, I feed them, I grow them, and when it's time,
Oh, so you farm bunnies.
yeah,
Okay. So, do you feel that we should respect other animals?
of course.
We should respect them. And do you think that it's really respectful to exploit them for their flesh, their eggs, their breast milk, or for any other purpose?
Let me think. Not very respectful, but
Mhm.
it's just the way of life.
Okay. So it's not respectful. When you say it's just the way of life, so do you acknowledge that it doesn't have to be the way of your life? Do you acknowledge that?
It doesn't have to be, but it's just how I prefer it.
Okay. So, so you've said that we should respect animals, but it's not respectful. Obviously, you acknowledge that the rabbits that you farm probably don't feel respected when you're taking their lives for their flesh, right?
Probably, I don't know how they feel.
Yeah. So what's your understanding of veganism, Mihai?
Not eating meat.
No, so that would be a vegetarian. So veganism, it's the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So we don't view them as commodities or as property. Instead, we view them as individuals worthy of respect. So, do you feel that obviously you've said that animals deserve respect and that it's not respectful to exploit them um, for our own selfish purposes? Do you feel that there's anything stopping you from going vegan and no longer exploiting animals?
Um, Probably other people.
Other people? In what way?
Well, in my area, it's not seen as something normal.
Okay. But how would they prevent you from going vegan and living in alignment with your morals?
They would simply not like it.
They wouldn't like
Probably
it.
get made fun of.
Yeah. But I would say that, I mean, it's the same for everyone, right? Because, I mean, vegans only really make up like at best like 3% of the population. So, I mean, that would be the same for everyone. And let's say, for example, if you were in the position of the animals, of the victims, if your oppressor said to you, you know what, I agree that I should respect you and I shouldn't exploit you. However, if I stop, people are just going to make fun of me. What would you say to that? What would your response be?
Hmm. What can I say?
Would you say, well, grow a backbone then? Like, don't worry about you being made fun of. I'm literally having my life taken, you know? Because that's the thing, right? So we often think too much from our own perspective, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get people to think from the perspective of the victims, right? because we think, oh, you know what, it's too inconvenient for me. I don't want to do this. I'm going to have to go and find some different products or whatever. We just think from our own point of view. But the thing is that there's another point of view, right? On the other end of the, I don't know if I can say the words, but, on the other end of I can't say the word that begins with K, but yeah. And if you were in their position and your oppressor was using any of these excuses, would any of these excuses, would they slide with you, or would you not accept them?
No, no one likes to be killed.
Yeah. So is there anything that's preventing you from being vegan? Anything
Other
else?
than what I said earlier, no.
Okay. So do you know the number one benefit of being vegan?
No.
For the
No.
animals, they're no longer exploited on your behalf. And for you, when you say that you're against animal exploitation, you won't be a hypocrite because your actions will be in line with your morals. And if you were, I've just got two more questions. So, first one, if you were in the position of the victims, how fast would you want your oppressor to stop exploiting you?
Well, logically, as fast as possible.
As fast as possible. Okay, and last question, this is probably the trickiest one, but from now on, how many more animals should be exploited for you from now on? Should it be 0 or more than 0?
More than 0.
It should be more than 0.
Yes.
Okay, well, that kind of contradicts with everything else that you've said, Mihai. You say that you don't agree with animal exploitation, but now you're saying that more than 0 should be exploited. Do you see the contradiction there?
Well, yeah, but for me, animal exploitation is like treating them badly, because like I don't treat them badly or anything. I give them the things they need to live, but when I need to kill them, I do it.
What? You don't think that taking someone's life is treating them badly? If someone did that to you, would you think that they were treating you well?
It is badly, but it's not exploitation, because I give my animals
Okay.
more food than they need to survive.
So what's your understanding of exploitation then, Mihai?
Giving an animal the bare minimum.
Okay, that's not what exploitation is. Exploitation is to use somebody for your own selfish purposes. So do you so when you said that we should respect animals and that you're against that animal exploitation, are you going to are you changing your opinion about that?
No,
No, you're not. Okay.
I like my
So,
opinion.
sorry?
I like my
Okay.
opinion.
Yeah, so animal exploitation is not okay and we should respect animals.
Well, yeah, but to a point.
To what point?
To where we don't treat them badly every
Yeah, conversation's a little bit slow, and I'm getting bored of that, so I'm gonna take up the next person. Yeah, I'll try and get through people.
Hello.
Hey, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm 19 years old.
Okay. How do you feel about animals?
I think they're very nice and they're vital.
Okay. And how about animal exploitation? How do you feel about that?
I think it's not good.
It's
and
not
there's
good.
other things we can do testing on.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So do you feel that we should respect other animals?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that it's possible to truly respect them if we're exploiting them for their breast milk, eggs, flesh, or using them for any other purpose, for entertainment, testing, or their skin, for example.
Okay, wait, okay. Let's go through like this. First, you said milking and uh, milking, which this doesn't harm the animal, does it? First of all, it doesn't
Yeah.
kill them.
So we can go through the process with dairy if you like. So so a cow. Why do you think that cows produce milk?
To feed and nurture their young.
Yeah.
I
And
know this. I know this. I come from a farming culture.
okay. So are you a dairy farming culture?
Everything.
Okay. So for the purpose of the chat, so I'll just explain. So with dairy, so what happens is the cows, they get forcibly impregnated in order to get them pregnant so that they start lactating. When they give birth, their babies are taken away from them so that we can take their breast milk and sell it to humans instead of the baby drinking it. If the baby is male, he'll either be unalived as a baby or he'll be raised as a beef cow. And if the baby is a female, she'll get put into isolation away from her mother and be raised to be a dairy cow like her mom. And then after a year, when she's reached sexual maturity, then she'll go through the same fate. That happens year on year.
Yep.
Um,
Good information. Yep.
Cows are very maternal, so when their babies are taken away, they'll tend to cry and mourn and grieve for their babies. That this has been documented.
Okay.
Hang on, let me just finish this last bit.
That's where that's where you've got a mistake.
Let me just finish
Because
this.
actually,
Sorry, hang on.
Okay. Sorry.
And then after, when her body is no longer profitable, her milk production has declined, she'll get sent to a slaughterhouse to be used for cheap meat. So, sorry, what did you want to say?
Yeah. So when the baby, the calf, is
Mhm.
removed from the mother, after a certain amount of time, the mother will start to attack the calf. And that's not what would happen naturally. That's what happens because of the mass producing the small pens they're in, which I agree with you on that. I believe all animals should have the right amount of space. But what I don't agree with is when people like yourself come up and say that doing this to animals is animal cruelty. To an
Oh,
extent, yes, but also to another point, it's producing for the men. Sorry, men producing for the humans when there are proper genocides going on in the world, and as humans, should be least of our worries.
yeah, but we can worry about more than one thing at a time, right?
Clearly not.
Why not?
There's genocides going on everywhere.
Are you responsible for those?
Unfortunately, not.
Is there
Sorry.
anything
Yeah,
you can do to stop them?
boycotting brands that support the genocides.
Okay. So you can do something to stop the exploitation of animals right now. And yeah, I mean, when you boycott certain brands or companies that support this, then you're not. I mean, with animal products, it's like it's a direct demand for their flesh. So you're literally demanding somebody else be slaughtered to replace that product, right? So you have a lot of power as a consumer, right? So you can do something about that. And I just want to go back to what you said about exploitation, because you said it's not good. Do you acknowledge that dairy cows are exploited?
So now let me ask you a question. It's gonna be a bit like yeah.
Can you
So
answer
can you
mine
define how
first?
dairy cows get exploited? No, wait. How do
Oh, is
dairy
it
cows
a
get exploited?
Oh, it's a clarifying question. That's fine. So exploitation is to use somebody for your own selfish purposes
No. How
against
are
their
dairy cows
interests.
exploited?
Yeah, I'm just prefacing with that. So dairy cows, they're being used for their breast milk, and that's not in their interests, right? It's for our own
Okay.
selfish purposes. So
Yeah.
that's how they're exploited.
That's fine.
Okay.
Uh,
So
so yeah, no, I agree with you. That's fine.
okay, so if exploitation is not good, then surely the dairy industry, for example, is also not good, right?
Yes, but there's also something called a food chain, which has been around much, much longer than anybody on this planet.
What's the food chain? Explain it to me.
So there was always an apex predator, someone that
Mhm.
controls it.
Mhm.
So whether cows get killed by humans or by other animals, the cows are lower down in the food chain than what kills them. Say for a lion, for example, a lion will
Okay.
kill a cow,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Do you agree on this?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
We have predators in
when we
nature.
can profit off of the killing of these, when it
Mhm.
obviously so okay, wait, sorry. When they are exploited, and you said that when the baby is moved away from the mother, it becomes sad, right?
Who? Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. If it's gonna die anyway, what's really the problem there then?
Who's gonna die?
The cow's gonna die anyway if it's gonna be brought up to be uh meat, isn't it?
Yes. So
So
this
does
is
it
what
really
I'm
matter if
saying
it's
is
gonna
we shouldn't.
be depressive or not?
Okay. Well, my argument isn't that we should give cows better conditions or we should keep them with their mothers. That's just a negative consequence of the dairy industry. My argument is that we shouldn't exploit them at all in the first place. So we shouldn't, because we don't need to do either, right? We don't need to bring them into existence. We don't need to separate from their mothers, and we don't need
No,
to
but what
take
I'm
their
trying to say
lives.
is they would die anyway due to the food chain.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be bred into existence.
They would. Sorry, how have cows come up to be before they were industrialized? Did they not breed? Was there only two cows, one male, one female, two males in the world? Yeah,
So
yes or
you're
no?
so you're talking about cows in nature, right? So the
Yep.
domesticated cows that we're talking about, that we're breeding into existence,
No, no, no. Wait,
they
wait. Can
wouldn't
you answer my question
exist.
first, please?
I
Can
have
you answer my
answered your
question first,
question.
please?
I've just answered.
All right.
They
So
would not exist. So your argument is kind of like saying if we don't mass breed human beings, then in I don't know Syria, they might endure a worse fate. Like it's nonsensical because those particular individuals wouldn't have otherwise existed. They only exist because we breed them. Okay.
yes, but they would breed on their own as well. Is what I'm trying to tell you. So
In
if
nature,
you're trying to tell me, sorry, if you're trying to tell me in nature that a
yeah.
cow, a male cow and a female cow, will not go through the the process of having kids and having calves wouldn't happen, that is just that's a fault of yourself, because
I'm not saying
for
that. That's a straw
these
man.
no, wait, for these animals, most all of the animals in the world, including humans, they have had to be reproducing in the wild over spans of
Sorry, I got bored. Yeah, we all know what happens. We all know how animals reproduce. Like it's just irrelevant to the topic. So yeah, I'm gonna get the next guest up. Yeah, if we just stay on point, that'd be cool. Hello, David.
Hey, Jam. How are
How's
you?
it going?
Good, good. That was
Good.
quite the conversation, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying not to keep people up for too long because I feel like sometimes people just sort of go off on a tangent or start waffling, and yeah, it gets a bit like boring.
Yeah,
Um, so
absolutely.
yeah, I'm trying
Well,
not to keep them for that long. Sorry, what were you
I'm
saying?
here if I'm here if you need anybody to jump in, but more for support.
Awesome, I appreciate that. Right, I'm gonna keep going through the list. Hey Jason, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm over 18.
Okay, perfect. Jason, how do you feel about animals?
Oh, they taste so amazing. Like, I'm literally about to have some chicken, and oh my god, I cannot wait. I would happily sit there and watch it get
Oh, Jason, you're
murdered in
waffling.
front of my.
You're waffling. I mean, I'm happy to have a conversation about taste pleasure, but yeah, we're here for actual honest conversations back and forth. I'm not here to listen to you waffle on and on like that. Hey Lottie, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm over 18.
Perfect. How do you feel about animals?
What? To eat or to have as pets?
In general, how do you feel about animals?
Oh, I love animals.
Love animals. Okay. How do you feel
And
about
I
animal
eat animals.
Okay. How do you feel about animal exploitation?
Well, people have different opinions on
Yeah, what's
that
yours,
sort of
Lottie?
subject.
What's your opinion? How do you feel about animal exploitation?
Well, in what way? Like what, getting murdered?
No, so by exploitation, I'm happy to sort of define things if anyone wants me to. So animal exploitation. So exploitation is using somebody for our own selfish purposes. So usually in a way that goes against their interests. So it's not considering what they want. It's just focusing on our own selfish purposes. So it could
Right,
be
so
being exploited for, I can give you some examples. So for their flesh, for their skin, for their breast milk, secretions, their eggs, anything that comes out of their body, for entertainment, for their labour. It could be using them for anything. How do you feel about it?
well, it's been going on for centuries.
I
Look
know
at the
how long
food
it's been
chain.
going on, Lottie. I'm asking how you feel about it.
I'm happy with it because it
You're
gives us
happy.
meat to eat,
You're
milk to
happy
drink,
with.
clothes
Okay.
to wear, and literally, you have vegan stuff that looks like meat and doesn't taste like meat.
Okay, so
You
Lottie.
get like the non-meat burgers and non-meat bacon,
Yeah.
but we survive on meat, not on vegan crap.
Yeah, so I just want to ask this. So you say you're happy with exploitation. Would you still be happy with exploitation if you were in the position of the victim? If somebody was exploiting you for your flesh, your eggs, your breast milk, for entertainment or for whatever they wanted? Or would your opinion then change?
If you go to like China,
Hang
you
on,
see what
if
they
you
do
could
to
just
animals in China. No,
yeah, if
in
you
China,
sorry, if
they
you could just
cook
answer my
dogs.
question,
They eat. I don't give
Lottie.
a shit what they do to my body.
Oh,
I'd rather
okay. Are you
be
gonna
in a
answer?
fucking furnace and die.
Okay. Yeah. If you're not willing to engage in the conversation, then I'll just drop you and move on. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, it's in China, but we have another vegan. Hello, Chip.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hi, Jam. It's
Hey.
good. Amazing. You got a lot of weird people in here. Huh? Like, Jesus Christ, some people
Yeah,
are
I did.
insane.
Hey, are you talking about me, Chap? Is that what you're?
I mean, there's
Yeah.
weirder people than you, David. You hear this woman just now, like, thinking it's okay to be abusive and bad towards animals, like to just treat them like objects. What kind of person says that? Imagine that.
Yeah, it was. I was trying so hard to keep her on track, and then she just started talking about in China and with dogs and whatever she was saying. But yeah, I'm gonna keep accepting people up, and then if I get bored of the conversation, I'll probably just ask if either of you guys want to jump in, if you've got anything to add or anything to ask, and you can if you want, or you don't have to. But yeah, I'm going to keep going through them. Big Dan. Hey, Big Dan, are you over 18?
I hope so.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, are you over 18?
I certainly am.
Okay, perfect. How do you feel about animals?
animals as pets, but they have a food chain.
Say again?
I said
You have
are
animals
nice
as pets.
but
Okay.
for the food chain, then we have to use them, don't we?
Yeah, but how do you feel about animals? You say you like some of them,
Oh,
but
I
not
love meat.
others.
I
Is
eat
that what you're
meat.
saying?
I eat meat.
Yeah, I'm not
and I
asking.
enjoy
I'm not
meat.
asking if you. I'm not asking if you eat meat or if you enjoy it. I'm asking how you feel about animals.
I like animals.
You like them. And how do you feel about animal exploitation?
Exploitation, because it's going to the food chain.
Sorry?
How can it be called exploitation? It's going to the food chain.
So by exploitation, what I mean is using animals for our own selfish purposes. So in a way that's going against their interests. How do you feel about that?
Whose interest? Animals' interest.
Yeah. Don't you
They
think?
haven't
Do
got
you
interest,
agree
has
that
it?
they have interests?
The animal doesn't know what's going to happen, does it?
Do you agree that they
David
have
yourself.
interests?
No.
They don't have interests.
No, they
So they
understand
don't
what's
have an
gonna happen, do
interest
they?
to survive, or well, neither would a human baby, for instance. But that
No,
doesn't
just
mean that they
like-
don't have
well, it's like-
interests just because they
So if like,
just because
well,
they
it's like
don't
saying that-
understand what's happening to them.
it was like saying you have to go to war, and you got to fight. I've got an interest in not wanting to fight. Well, I want to fight 'cause I'm too old for that, but we have to
Yeah.
go to fight. don't
So
we?
that would
It's
be
for
your own
country.
interest, right?
Yeah, but you still have to go regardless. Animals are bred
okay.
for food.
Right. So, yeah, I'll be against that in a human situation as well,
you
like
will-
forcing somebody
you
to
like
do
that, but-
something that's not in their interests.
You
So,
see, you like.
but
See,
is that wrong? Hang on, Big
No, but
Dan.
you're-
There's no point talking over each other. I'm asking a question. Would that be unfair, do you think, if you were forced to go to war and fight?
you don't have a choice.
Would that be going against your interest though?
Well, if it is, you've no choice anyway, have you? Because you got to fight for your country.
That's not what I asked. Would that be going against your interests
Yeah,
as an
you still got no
individual?
choice, though, have you? Of course it would be. But you've no, you've no
It's
choice.
irrelevant.
Why is it?
That's
No one's got a
irrelevant.
choice, has it? Irrelevant.
Yeah, right,
Irrelevant.
okay. That's
don't
not what
look
I'm
partic-
asking. I'm asking if it would be going against your interest, and that would be wrong in
Animals
your
don't think
opinion,
that way.
right?
Animals don't
That'd
think
be
that way,
wrong in
though,
your
do they? Look, because
Big
you're a
Dan,
vegan,
that-
you don't eat meat.
right. I'm gonna mute you because you keep talking over me. Chip or David, any of you want to ask a question to Big Dan? Because I'm gonna drop him because he keeps talking over me.
I'm curious, Big Dan, because you say animals have no interests. Do you think that your interests to live, for example, the fact that you want to live, or the fact that you want to be happy, all of this, do you think comes from your intelligence and capabilities? Like, take for instance a human being who is not as intelligent or as capable as you, somebody who has the same level, the same cognitive abilities as any other animal. Would you say that should we respect their interests? Do they have interests? Or should we just treat them like we treat any other animals, which is, use them like objects? How do you feel about that, Big Dan?
You have to unmute
You got
yourself, by the way, Big Dan.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me do it because maybe you can't figure out. Oh yeah, I've just invited you to unmute.
I don't think he knows how to unmute himself. That's the level of Big Dan. That's okay, man. Like it's not. You claim intellectual superiority over these animals, and you having difficulty unmuting yourself on TikTok is kind of ironic. But
Very ironic.
you know, like we're just like at the end of the day, bro, we're just saying you shouldn't treat animals like objects. Don't commodify them. You wouldn't want to be commodified, and you don't want to be commodified not because you're in some form of another intelligent. You just don't want anybody to be treating you like a commodity. You don't want to be traded, used, or anything like that. You just want to be living your life and minding your business without somebody, using you. That's the same we want for all animals. I don't think it's that far-fetched.
Right, so since Big Dan isn't capable of finding the mute button, we're gonna move on. Hey, Love Week, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 21.
Okay. How do you feel about animals?
I don't care about them as the same level as humans.
Okay. But how do you feel about animals? I'm not asking in comparison to humans. How do you feel about animals in general?
Their value in society isn't that high, so I
Okay.
don't feel
How do you
anything
feel
about
about
them.
animal exploitation?
I mean, it's probably unnecessary. You can argue that. We can always live on plant-based, but I don't. The majority of people don't want to, so I guess it's okay.
Okay. How do you feel about? I know you say it's unnecessary. Um, yeah. But how do you feel about animals being exploited? Do you think it's
Mm,
fair or not fair?
It doesn't have an effect on me, so why should I care?
Do you think it's fair or unfair to the victims? Because I could say that it doesn't have an effect on me whether or not you're being exploited, right?
Yeah, of
But
course.
you would care, right? If you were being exploited.
Yeah, of course, but I'm not in the position, so I mean, the
Yeah. So
animals,
do you think
of
that
course.
they care?
I mean, they can feel pain and they have feelings, but I think
Do you
that
think that they care
yeah,
about what
probably yes.
happens to them?
Yeah, probably,
Yeah.
but
And do you think
again,
that let me ask an important question, Love Week. So do you think that we should consider more about whether the oppressors care whether what's happening to their victims, or do you think we should care more about what the victims want? Because let's say, for
mm,
example, Jeffrey Dahmer didn't really care about his victims, but the victims certainly did care about what happened to them, right? So should we care about what he wants or his opinion, or should we care about the victims, their opinions? What do you think is
um,
the priority there?
I mean, you can't compare humans to animals, firstly, and in the case of
That's not what I
animals,
did. That's not
yeah,
what
but
I did.
Jeffrey Dahmer killed unalived humans, didn't he?
I'm using your
What?
logic, right? So what I'm doing is I'm using your logic that you don't care about what happens to them. So I'm saying that this other person didn't care what happened to his victims too. So does that make it moral? I'm not talking.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not comparing the victims. I'm saying, does it matter what the oppressor wants? And maybe, he sees his victims as just as little value as you see yours, right?
yeah, I mean, like serial unalivers, they are like, I don't know, 2% of the world population, so I guess that's an exception. But
Okay.
in the case of human exploitation, I think what the oppressors, mm, how they benefit from that matters, not how the victims react. I mean, they can't react
Is
at all.
human,
They are animals. Like,
yeah. Is human exploitation bad? Do you think?
yes.
Okay. And the exploitation of other animals, is that bad or not bad?
What do you mean?
Is animal exploitation bad or not bad?
Oh no, it isn't.
It's not bad. Okay, so what is it about other animals that means that it's not bad to exploit them, but it would be to exploit humans? What's the
If
morally relevant difference?
I can explain it. Okay, so if a
Go
human
ahead.
dies and an animal dies, they have more. I think if a human dies, he has much more to lose, and the society loses value of a human being that is like doing something for society. And if a animal dies, like the world goes on, nobody cares.
Okay, so it's bad to exploit a human because of um, what they might have provided for society. Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
What if you're exploiting them to provide for society? So you're exploiting them for like their labor. So let's say, for example, like human slavery. So that is serving society, but it's still exploitation. So would that not be bad then?
That's a good question. I mean, slavery is like a different topic. I think that's human phenomenon, but uh, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
not.
but I'm
But
asking
I mean,
about.
in case of slavery, I like no one like is being unalived, you know, but they are still being harmed. So
Yeah, they
it's
are.
not good.
Yeah, of course they are. But what I'm looking for, so I'm going to go back to my question. So the question was, what is it that makes human exploitation bad, but not the exploitation of other animals? What's the difference between humans and other animals that justifies the difference in view or treatment?
You can't benefit from a human dying, I guess. Like if a
What do you
human
mean? Of
dies,
course you can.
why?
Yeah,
Like,
you can.
do you eat them? Like,
You could benefit. Yeah, you could. There are cannibals who do that. You could
yeah,
benefit
but
from
like,
consuming their
who is
flesh.
cannibalistic in modern societies? Cannibalism doesn't exist anymore. Maybe in like tribes or
Well,
anything,
it
but
does.
they
Have
don't.
you not seen the Epstein files? Cannibalism is does currently happen, and it's a hypothetical, Love Weir. So I'd appreciate if you could answer the question. So I'm just going to ask only one more time. So what is the difference between humans and other animals that means that exploitation is bad to happen to humans but not to other animals? What's the trait difference?
Mm, maybe the killing of potential. I mean, if you kill a human potential dies. A potential to be something great, do something for society,
Right.
and if
So
the animal
if
dies,
the
like
if the human if the human has no potential, so maybe they're like intellectually challenged, they don't have any potential to advance society, should we be able to exploit them?
I mean, it's an exception. Like, how many percent? What is the percentage of people that are
Should we be
disabled?
able to exploit them? It doesn't
No,
matter.
no.
That's irrelevant to the
That's
question. Should we be able to
they
exploit
still
them?
no, they still have a human soul and have human
No, we
emotions.
shouldn't. Okay. So that's not the trait then. So
Yeah, it is.
what is it?
I
What is the trait difference? Because
I mean, like
no, it
pointing
isn't,
out
because you've just said in a human situation we wouldn't be justified to exploit those who didn't advance society.
I mean, you can find an exception for everything, but an exception doesn't debunk
Yeah,
an
that's what
argument.
that's why I'm doing this. It's
I
because
think
I'm
like
checking for consistency. I'm seeing if your logic is consistent.
yeah, but
Check
there's
or
always an
David,
exception
either
to
of you want
everything.
to
Yeah, I have
either
a
of you want to
question for
jump
you.
in? Because
Yeah, so the first thing you said, and I wrote it down, you don't care about what happens to animals because it doesn't affect you. You're a man. Would you care if women start losing their rights? Because it wouldn't affect you.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so you're inconsistent also on that position. Great.
Right.
And you also mentioned that animals don't have a human soul. How do you know that? How can we measure whether an animal has a human soul or not?
I mean, there are certain animals that have like advanced feelings that are human-like.
Yeah, but how do we measure the human soul? That's what you said. You said the reason why it's okay to do this for
Like
animals is because they don't have a human soul.
if you're born as a human, you have a human soul. That's like basically it.
How do you know that? How can we measure that?
Maybe soul is the wrong word.
Oh, okay. So then it's not about them having a human soul. Okay, so then what's the distinction? As Jem just asked you, what's the distinction between an animal and any other? Like humans are animals also. So we're talking about two species of animals here. One is Homo sapiens, and the other is, let's say, a cow. What's the distinction between them that justifies the oppression?
Potential.
Oh, okay. So that's
So
ableist. So if a human being doesn't have potential, then it's okay to enslave them, right?
no,
Because
that's
potential.
again, that's just an exception. You can't
Yeah, but that's very
you can't
ableist of
debunk
you.
an argument
Wait,
with an
Love,
exception.
wait. I have a question. So if all human beings have like if more than 50% of human beings, if 51% of human beings had the same capabilities as other animals, just cognitively, all human beings gather a virus, right? now, and all of them lose the ultra intelligence that we have, and they end up having the same cognitive abilities as other animals, then it would be okay to enslave humans, right?
I mean, it's not the case, so why should I think about that?
Oh wait, so you can't answer hypotheticals. But love, what happens if it rains outside? Would you grab an umbrella if it rains outside?
Occasionally, yeah, why not?
Oh, okay. Is it raining outside right now?
Yeah, no, it isn't.
Oh, okay. So you can answer hypothetical question. So in the hypothetical scenario where all humans are infected by the same virus, as it happened with COVID, for example, and that virus ravages through these humans and makes them less intelligent. In fact, it makes them would have the same cognitive abilities as any other animal. Would you then be in favor of enslaving humans?
I get what you want to do. You just it's just manipulative, you know.
Yeah, it's manipulative
I can
because
also do that if you want to.
yeah, sure. But can you please answer my question?
It's difficult, man.
It's difficult to say if you would enslave or not human beings.
I mean, it happened in societies like.
And you're in favor of it?
No, I'm not in favor.
Jesus Christ, bro! Like, talk about like you're such an ableist person. You're in favor of enslaving intellectually challenged human beings, and if the majority of human beings would be that way, you seem to think that it would be okay to enslave them. Because you just said the only reason why it's wrong to enslave one of them is because they're an exception. But if they're no longer an exception, then it's okay to enslave all of them,
Okay,
right?
wait. This is really off topic. Do you know the number of the percentage of humans that are like?
It's irrelevant because
No, it's
apparently,
not.
if the percentage were more than 51%,
Oh my God.
if more than 51% of humans would be intellectually challenged, you would be in favor of enslaving them. So the
No,
only thing stopping you
that's
from
not really an
enslaving
argument,
human
you know.
beings is the percentage of human beings, correct?
That's not really an argument, you know. In this world, we have like, I don't know what the percentage is, but less than 10% of people are disabled. So why should we like? It's not it's irrelevant to ask questions like that, like you ask.
What?
That's okay. It's okay if you don't get it. That's fine. I'm done.
No, I get it. I know what you want to do. You want to manipulate me.
Yeah, I don't think he was tracking, so yeah, I've disconnected. We're going to move on. Hey Jamie,
Bonjour.
are you over 18?
18 indeed, yeah.
You are, okay. How do you feel about animals?
I like animals,
Okay.
as we have some pets, which are
Yeah.
animals.
Okay. How do you feel about animal exploitation?
I am with animal exploitation.
What do you mean by that? Like you're for animal
I
exploitation?
stand for it.
For animal exploitation. Okay, so do you feel that we should respect other animals or no?
Yeah and no. If they
Okay. How
provide for
can...
society,
Okay.
then yeah. Also, why are we comparing humans to animals? May I ask?
Because humans are animals. Why can't we compare
Well, yeah,
humans
but
to
did
other
other animals
animals?
conquer the world like us humans did?
What does
Us,
that Did you conquer the world, Jamie?
no, but us as a species did. So,
What does that matter? Just because you belong to the same species?
because we can communicate with one another and
Okay.
we provide for the animals, don't we not?
Yeah, in
Do we
some
not house
circumstances.
animals? Do we not
Yeah.
give them a good habitat?
So, sorry, what was the answer to the question? Should we respect other animals? You say
Depends.
depends on what?
Yeah, it depends. It depends if they provide for society or not.
So, if they provide for society, we should respect them, and if they don't, we shouldn't. Or if they provide for society, we shouldn't respect them.
Well, we should just all animals. We respect all animals, but if they provide for society, well, you know what I mean.
Okay,
I
so
am
we
the
should.
conqueror of all animals. Thank you, Bailey. Carry
So
on.
we should respect animals.
Yes, but if they provide for society, then they provide for society. Do you know what I mean? Like if, okay, so say we stopped killing animals and we lived off fruit. Yeah, would we be as advanced right now, or would we not? Because animal, it's like brain food. You know how fish
Yeah,
is
we
brain
wouldn't.
food,
We
right?
wouldn't. We wouldn't be able. We wouldn't be able to know that.
Well, well, through science, you would be able to know that. Yes.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I think that yeah, we would be as advanced as we are now. I mean, maybe
Well,
not just fruit,
we'll
but you know, we
talk to a
learnt to
scientist.
hang on. We learnt to cook starchy foods. We learnt to break down glucose and high energy foods through cooking. So yeah, maybe not specifically fruits, but yeah. So Jamie, do you think that we can truly respect animals if we're exploiting them for their flesh, breast milk, eggs, or using them for any other purpose? Is that
Yes,
really
we can.
that is respectful? So would you consider it to be respectful if somebody did the same to you, if they were exploiting you for your flesh or
No,
anything that
because
your
that's
body
not normal.
hang on, I've not finished. If
All right.
or for anything that your body produced or what you could do. I'm not asking if it's normal, I'm asking if it would be respectful.
I was gonna say because it's really absurd these questions you're asking me.
It's a hypothetical
it's-
question.
It's just like self-explanatory, I think. Well, no, we wouldn't exploit. And hello, Daniel. We wouldn't exploit like another human being, would we? Because that's
I'm
just out of the ordinary, is it not?
I'm not asking if we would do it. I'm asking if it would be respectful. If you would feel respected.
Oh,
if
no, it
somebody-
wouldn't be respectful. No,
Okay.
it wouldn't. And this
So-
is going to link back to we conquered the world and sheep didn't. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so I have a follow-up question. So if it wouldn't be respectful to do to you, what makes you think that it's respectful to do it to other animals?
Right. Links back to how we conquered the world and. But look, hold on. Let's
What's
just
the
put it like
relevance
this,
of
right?
that? You didn't conquer the
The
world.
relevance is that we provide for the animals. Do the animals provide for us? Yes, they do.
We don't
But yet
provide.
again,
We don't provide for
we
all
not.
animals. We provide for our children. That doesn't mean we're
Alright, and
justified
animals,
to
yeah,
exploit
animals
them
provide for
and take their
themselves, just
lives.
like we provide for ourselves. Do you
Okay,
follow that?
I'd appreciate an answer to the question. So I'm asking, why wouldn't it be respectful to do to you, but it is respectful to do to other animals? Why do you
Because
think?
we have our own thoughts, and we know we have our own thoughts.
Do you think that they feel respected when they're being exploited?
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that, so we can't really,
Okay.
like you said, we don't know that. So
Yeah, but I mean, wow, we can look at their behaviors and we can look at how they respond to certain situations, and we can put ourselves in their situation by asking ourselves the question, how would you feel, right? Because you're
Right.
also an animal, you have the capabilities to feel just like them. You have a brain and a central nervous system just as they do. So
But can I ask you one
we know
question,
that
please?
hang on. We
Right,
know
go
that they
on.
feel very similar to us in different circumstances because their reactions are very similar. So it's quite easy to put ourselves into the position of an animal and think, would they feel respected in this situation? Because it's probably going to be kind of similar to how we would feel in that situation. Does that make sense?
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. But
So do you think they feel respected?
well, we don't know because we're not animals, do we? We're not animals.
I've
we
just
can't-
explained. I've just explained how you can
Yeah,
quite
you just
easily.
explained how you can do that, but like,
You can quite
it
easily
goes
put
back-
yourself into the position of an animal, of what they're going
just
through.
like an animal can do the same to us. But how
Just
come
like-
we're more advanced than another animal, another species?
Just like how I can think, you know what, if I did this to Jamie, he probably wouldn't like it, because if I was in that situation, I probably wouldn't like it. And like me, Jamie has the ability to feel and has emotions and things like that. So I can empathize with you just like I can empathize with other species of animals, right? So do you think that they feel respected?
Well, yeah, I feel they feel respected.
You think they feel respected?
Indeed.
So you said that you wouldn't feel
Would you like me to
respected
elaborate?
in this situation, but you think that they would? Yes, please.
Yeah. Because they provide for society, and right, so it links back to if we
So,
didn't eat meat.
hang on a minute.
Do
If
you
you were
really
being-
think we would be as
Hold on,
advanced as
Jamie.
society? Can you answer that for me, please?
If you were in their situation, if you were being exploited and you were providing for society, would you feel respected?
Yeah, I
Would you
would
feel-
feel very respected. Yeah.
Okay.
If I
Well, I
understood
don't
why-
think
if
you're
it-
being. I don't think you're
Well,
being
if
honest.
if I understood why I was being eaten, then I would feel very much respected.
Okay,
It-
you're being
like, it's
eaten
just like
for
the food
people's
chain.
taste,
It's
pleasure,
just
and
like the food
convenience.
chain. It's just like the food chain.
Yeah.
And like linking back to you said the Epstein files.
hang on.
Well,
Chip or David, I'm done with this conversation. Either of you want to ask Jamie a question?
Would you say the same thing about your dog in your picture right there? Like,
No, it's a pet.
so you define animals in categories?
No, well, yeah, well, because that's what they are, and not. They are. If you,
So
if you were
don't-
listening to
so-
science when you're in school, they are put into categories. Yes.
Okay. So some people have chickens as pets and cows.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, because they provide for society, like eggs.
What are you talking about? Like eggs?
They-
So you don't understand what I'm trying
Which is
to say.
nutrition
There, right?
and which helps us live. But carry on.
So, but you don't salivate when you look at your dog, right?
What does salivate mean? Can you dumb it down for me, please? Can you stop using these big words?
Like you don't drool and get hungry and want to eat your dog.
No, I don't, because it's not normalised. Next question, please.
Why isn't it normalized in some
Well,
places?
because that's just how the world works, mate. Like I'm just sorry, yeah, but we just don't get turned on them like, oh, yeah, I want to eat my dog right now. Do you know what I mean? People don't do that.
Have you ever taken the lives of animals? Just curious.
No, I haven't. Maybe I've killed like a pigeon or something when I was younger, or something. You know what I mean?
Well, I just think you're a little messed up. I'm just.
Not really, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
totally.
I think it's socially
I mean, listening to the way
accepted.
you talked about everything, it's really like a human supremacy mindset.
Right, no, like if you were just
Yeah, I dropped
Thank
him. Yeah, he's basically saying like, oh, because I've been taught that it's normal, because they're put into this category that I've been told they should be put into, then it's acceptable. Like, yeah, it's you could literally justify human slavery with that logic, like saying
But
like,
he
oh,
also
this group is in this category, so therefore I can exploit them. Sorry, Chip, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like he said, if he'd be in this position, he'd find it respectful. So he probably thought that human slavery would be respectful, because anybody who was in that position was probably being respected by doing that, right? According to his logic. So
Yeah, see, I didn't really feel like he was being honest then, because he said that it wouldn't be respectful, and then I said, why is it respectful for other animals? He said because they're providing for society, and I said, well, what if you were providing for society because of your exploitation? And then he said it would be. I feel like he kind of bit the bullet, because I don't think anyone in their right mind would feel respected to be exploited for, let's say, for their flesh, for example, because somebody's gonna consume it or whatever. That's just
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's dishonesty, and I can't have a conversation with anybody who's being dishonest. I'm here for honest conversation, and if you're not, you have to be a little bit humble to be honest, and to admit that you're wrong about something, and there's no shame in that. There is no shame in saying, you know what, yeah, that was terrible logic for me. That's that doesn't sort of sit right. There's no shame in that. We've all done it as vegans. Guys, I'm going to nip to the loo real quick. Feel free to talk to the chat or whatever for a minute if you want to. If not, I'll just be like a minute or so.
Cool. No problem. Hey, YouTube, how's it going? If you guys would like to do me a favor and hit like, smash the like button, share out the stream. Also, you can support Jam by going down into Jem's description. You can become a YouTube member. You can become a Patreon as well. Jem does a lot of great work for the animals, so please consider supporting.
yeah, I just became a member, and it's really cool. Being a member is really cool. Yeah, I see a lot of comments here in TikTok also, adding a lot of a
Yeah.
lot of things. Like some people have really good arguments by typing meat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. They think that's a good argument. Thank you for typing meat 8 times, Bob the Seagull. I hope that you use copy paste at least. That you didn't just type it 8 times.
I don't know about that. That's setting the bar pretty high, Chip.
Yeah, fair enough.
What
They
I
didn't
would
know
say.
what salivate means. It was so funny.
Well, someone here, Dynamax. I would like. mentioning that if someone has dogs or cats, like, do you use ropes or use a gate, implying that we should just let our companion animals run free or something like that. So I mentioned, well, would you let a infant baby, just lay out in the street or um, not have them in your home? But they kind of dodged the topic, which is pretty typical.
Yeah, we should do what's in their best interest. That's the whole point, you know. Not looking at our own selfish views, what we want out of them. It's considering what's in their best interest. Right, I'm gonna carry on through the list.
100%.
Hello.
Hey Bailey, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you feel about animals?
To be honest, I just wanted to ask a question. And I'm obviously going to be
Can you
very like respectful.
answer
and
mine
stuff, but-
first? Are you able
yeah,
to answer
sorry, what
mine
was your
first?
question?
How do you
Yeah,
feel
what-
about
sorry, what
animals?
was- I love animals.
Love animals. And how do you feel about animal exploitation?
I think that the factory farms and stuff are really terrible, and you know.
What about exploitation in general? So, using somebody for our own selfish purposes that goes against their interests.
Yeah, I mean, I'm against that.
Against it. So, do you feel that we
I don't
should
want
respect
to
other
exploit
animals?
anything, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should. Okay. So, do you think that it's truly possible to respect somebody if we're exploiting them for their flesh, eggs, breast milk, or using them for any other purpose, for testing, entertainment, for their skin? Do you think that we can truly respect them if we're using them for those things?
I don't know. I don't know, but so like just for example, if like we didn't kill animal, not really talking about the farms and stuff, but if we didn't kill like certain animals like deers in places that they don't have enough predators to keep the population down because humans have already killed off the predators. So what like so say like what would you think about how if we don't kill any of the animals, like what they're just everything's gonna like overpopulate and stuff. What like
Yeah,
well, like sorry, I lost my train of thought. But basically, so what like I think if you were trying to keep the population, I think there's probably ethical ways of like okay, so if you're keeping the population down, you have to kill an animal to keep the population down. I think that it's probably ethical to use the meat from that.
So, what would be the evidence for that? That you have to, like, physically take their life in order to control the population? Like, what's the evidence that we can't control populations in another way? And, I mean, what's the issue with overpopulation anyway? What are the risks that we're talking about? Because I mean, I think a lot of people they say overpopulation because it's kind of they're using it as a justification without really considering, well, what actually is the issue with that? Like, are they impeding on humans or like what's the issue? Because I've never known overpopulation to be an issue, except for maybe with humans, right? So humans are overpopulated, and we wouldn't advocate for going out and hunting human beings and consuming their flesh, right?
Yeah.
So
actually, let Thomas in on the overpopulation. He can join instead of me. Is that okay? I'm not very good at talking and stuff.
No, you're doing fine. I wanted to ask about so your question. So you say you don't know if it would be respectful. You don't know if it's possible to respect animals if we're also exploiting them. So I was going to ask if you think it would be possible for somebody to respect you if they're using you for your body parts. What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, what do you
No.
think if somebody was exploiting you for your flesh, for anything that your body provided? You don't
Well,
know if you'd feel
it
respected
don't
or not?
feel very nice.
It doesn't
I
feel
didn't
nice?
feel very respected. No.
No. Okay. So, and you say that we should respect animals, right? So, what's your understanding of
Yeah,
veganism,
sure.
Bailey?
What's my understanding of it? What do you mean? Like, what are you asking me? What it is, or
Yeah,
like
like
my
the
understanding of what it is?
yeah,
So,
like the definition.
like, not eating, not. I think it's well, what I like. I guess is like basically not intaking any sort of animal products or using things that like affect animals or like creatures. So like if something's like milk or eggs, you don't like drink
Yeah.
that, you don't eat meat, you don't you know.
Yeah, so that would be a
I don't know that much
consequence
about it
of
because
being
I'm not
vegan.
really.
That's okay. So that would be a consequence of being vegan. So, veganism, the definition is an ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. Do you feel that there's anything preventing
Yeah.
you from being vegan and living in alignment with your values? Because obviously
Yeah,
you said you're
I'm
against
like severely
exploitation.
underweight.
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, that's fine. To be honest. So basically, I'm like severely underweight, and if I stopped eating meat, I'd like yeah.
If you
At
stopped
the
eating,
moment, right now, if I stopped eating meat, it probably wouldn't like be very good for my health.
well, if
You
you're
know.
eating enough calories or like an excess of calories, then you would you might even
Yeah.
put on weight, right? Do you think that it's possible?
Maybe. Hopefully not.
Do you think that it would be possible? Do you think it'd be possible for you to be vegan and be healthy?
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's just a bag of bones. Bestie, hi.
Bailey, can you answer the question?
It's my bestie in the chat.
Otherwise, I'm going to
Hello.
move on. Do you think it's possible for
What's
you
the
to be
question?
vegan and healthy? Do you think you could be healthy as a vegan?
For like most people, yeah, of course.
You
Yeah, of
do?
course.
Okay. So when I said that, do you feel there's anything preventing you from being vegan, and you said that because you're severely underweight, then how that's not really an issue, right? Because you acknowledge that you could be healthy as a vegan.
Well, yeah, I could do.
Okay. So is
I could
there
do.
anything that is actually preventing you from being vegan and living in alignment with your values?
Probably just being dumb, you know.
What, you're being dumb?
No, I just am dumb. You know.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting bored of that conversation. Sorry, Chip and David. I didn't know if there's anything that you wanted to say. It's kind of like he was half asleep or something.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I think probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't there just to debate anyway. You could see that.
Yeah, it's kind of like he was half asleep, but I don't know. Hey, Simba, are you over
Hello.
18? Say again?
Pardon?
Yeah, you're a child.
Pardon?
So you have to be over 18. It's just the TikTok rules, guys. If you're under 18, then I'll drop you. Just a bag of bones. Are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How do you feel about animals?
I love animals.
Love animals. And how do you feel about animal exploitation?
What do you mean?
So, using animals for our own selfish purposes against their interests.
Well, I don't like it because I'm vegan.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, if you're already vegan, I'm here to talk to people to find out if they should be vegan. So.
Yeah, I know, but I just thought I'd take your side.
Okay, nice. Was that your friend that we were just talking to?
Yes, Bailey.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like he should be vegan too. He was saying that he loves animals, he's against animal exploitation. But yeah, I don't know, maybe you should uh talk to him or ask him to watch
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
yeah.
I'm gonna be so honest with you right now.
Mhm.
I'm not actually vegan, but I do have a question for you because we are animals, right? And
Yeah,
it's
look,
just
I'm here for honest conversations, right? So, you know, if you're lying about being vegan, then there's no point in having this conversation. I don't know. I don't know what if you're saying is true or not. Like, there's no point. Like, what's the point? What? There's no point in lying about stuff, Johan. Hey, Johan, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm 60.
Okay. Someone in the
60.
chat said, "Oh no, not Johan. Are you known to vegans? Are you a troll?"
Lot of people. I must
Johan,
ask you, is
wait.
that good to? Is that it is right to exploit other farmers in other countries?
Johan, before you ask any questions, I'd appreciate you answering mine. So, how do you feel about animals?
Animals, some of them are nice.
Some of them are nice, yeah.
Some,
How do you feel about animal
yeah.
exploitation?
I'm a former farmer, so that will answer your question.
Okay, so how do you feel about
I'm a
animal
small
exploitation?
I've been a small farmer for a long time.
Yeah, so you don't have an
I
issue?
don't
Is
I
that
don't
what
see
you?
and no issue. It's more human for a sheep if I kill them or than a wolf kill them.
Yeah, if we could just
Am I
use
right or
TikTok
wrong?
language. So
Yes.
you don't have a problem.
If I what is most human for the humans for the sheep? If I unalive them or the sheep or the wolf unalive them.
Why are those the only two options? The option is whether
No,
you
I
bring
give
them
you
in.
that option.
Yeah,
No,
that's not the
answer
situation
my
though,
question.
Johan.
Answer
Johan,
my question.
no, that's not the situation. The situation is whether you're bringing them into existence
Of
to
course it
exploit and
is.
take that. No, it's not.
They can exist
To exploit and
when
take their
then we
lives
take
or not.
a deer or a rabbit. If
No
I kill a rabbit
issue.
with my
I don't know.
if I unalive a rabbit or a wolf unalive a rabbit, which
Johan,
is most
do you think that we should respect other
humane
animals?
for the animal?
Should we respect other animals?
What?
Should we respect other animals? Do you think that they
what do you
deserve
mean
respect?
by respect? I respect them as animals.
Yeah, so respecting
As
somebody. So
animals. As what they are.
yeah,
Just
so
animals. Nothing more.
yeah, so are you, by the
We
way.
don't know what they feel or what they think.
So respecting
A lot
somebody
of people
is Johan, be quiet please. I'm trying to explain. So respecting somebody is regarding their feelings, wishes, desires, rights. Should we regard their
how do we
feelings
know
and their
that-
wishes?
Do they have feelings?
Of course they do.
How do we
You should
know
know
that
this
they
as a
have the same
former
feelings
farmer,
and
Johan.
wishes
Come
as us?
on. You spent time with
Yes,
animals
I
and
know
you're
that,
asking
but
if
I
they
don't-
have feelings? Come on.
But yes, they don't.
They do.
Have that in the same way as we. No,
Yeah,
they don't.
well, I might not feel in the same way as you, but the point is that we both still have them, right? So, should we
No,
respect
I have
animals?
also a lot of. Some of them, yes.
We should respect some of them.
You need to respect
So,
animals to understand.
which animals
Yes.
should we respect?
Those who
And,
is
and which
dangerous for
animals
us.
shouldn't we?
What respecting what way?
I've just explained regarding their feelings, their wishes, and their rights. Think considering what
Yeah,
they want.
But do they have? I don't sure they have feelings, wishes, and mind.
Of
in
course
that
they
way
do,
as a
Johan.
human has.
So
They have just this
you've spent time with
primal
animals, right?
fear and that.
you've spent time with animals, right?
Yes.
And you don't know that they have their own desires.
Yes.
So do they not make decisions based on what their
They have
desires
their own
are?
desires, but then
Right.
they,
Okay. So
yes,
we can
they want
squash that.
food.
Let's move past that.
One of the biggest.
So should we respect them or not? This is the last time I'm going to ask.
As animals, yes.
So what does that mean? Respect them
Not
as
as-
animals?
the same way as humans.
I'm not saying we should
What?
respect. I'm not asking if we
I
should
don't
respect them the same way as humans. I'm asking if they deserve respect. If we should consider their wishes and their desires or not. It's a very, very, very
No,
simple
I don't
question.
think they have the wishes and desire in that way.
You
that
don't
humans
think
have.
you've just said, Johan, that they do, and I might not have wishes and desires in the same way as you.
Yes.
Right.
They,
For example,
they have desire to
I
eat.
hold on.
They
I
have,
might
they
I
have
might not be
desire to
attracted
eat.
to the same people that you are. Right. That just because my desires and my wishes are different from yours doesn't mean that they don't exist. Right. I don't understand why we're comparing humans to other animals in
I
this
know
way.
a lot of.
So,
Yes.
should we
Let me
respect
answer
them
then.
or not? This is the last time I'm going to ask.
Yes, if they want food, they should have food. Yes, they want shelter. They desire shelter.
Can you
they
just
get
answer
shelter.
directly? Should we respect them? Should we
I
respect?
answer you. No,
respect-
I answer my way.
Yes or no?
What they, if they desire food, yes. If they desire shelter, then I respect that.
Okay, so we
I
should.
don't see that.
So we should respect
And
them to some
also
extent. That yeah. So
Yes.
what about if?
Then I want to also and let me answer one thing. You talk about overpopulations. In some lakes, it can be overpopulation by carnivore fishes.
I
bigger
don't want
fishes.
to. I don't want to move
Then
on just yet
the
because we
eagles-
haven't addressed what you've just said. So
Yeah, but let me answer this. Explain what.
no, no, I
that-
don't want to move
that
on
thing
to
first.
another topic
If you
yet.
get. But I want to clarify this before I forget. If you have just a big fish.
I don't care. I don't want to move on to I don't want to move on before you've answered my question. Chip or David, I don't know if either of you want to ask.
I have
anything.
answered a lot
Yeah.
of questions.
I
Whoa,
want to ask.
he's back.
I want to ask you a question, Johan. So,
Yes, ask me a question.
should animals? You said they should get shelter. What's the purpose of that shelter? Is so that they're protected from predators?
Predators and weather and
Wait,
weather also.
so should we protect animals from predators?
If they want to go in the shelter to do that, we can let them.
So
yes.
should we protect them from predators?
In some way, yes, it's more humane.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking we should protect animals from other animals because they shouldn't unalive them. You want to unalive them, right?
No.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, yeah. So if you see a person
You
and
can also have
you're
the
saying
shelter
that
for
you're
weather.
claiming to protect them, would you expect the person who's claiming to protect them to be unaliving them because they want to?
I don't think I don't think the animals care who
Yeah,
unalive
yeah.
them.
Thank you, Johan. Because there's humans who also don't know, right? Like a baby wouldn't know that you're protecting them. So it's the same thing. It's clear.
Yeah, I don't think Johan was equipped for that conversation. Right, Josh, on a canyon. Hey, Josh, are you over 18? Oh, I don't want to see your camera. So, yeah, I don't want to see anyone's cameras, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see your body parts or whatever. So I'm not saying that's what you're going to do, but that's a risk of having your camera on. Hey, Jack, are you over 18?
Yep.
Okay, how do you feel about animals? Oh, Jack, the sound is I'm not sure if it's just like this for me, but there's a huge delay. Hello?
Yeah, it's also for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna disconnect. Maybe try join back. See if it's any better. Finners, are you over 18?
Yep.
No, you're definitely a child. Yeah, you have to be over 18, guys. 3D printed world. You're vegan, right?
Yeah.
Are you an adult? Or are you a child?
Yeah. No, I'm an adult.
I don't know. Sorry, I know I can't risk it with TikTok. I didn't know. You have a high voice. Right, we'll try again. Jack, can you hear me? No, sorry, the sound is still terrible for me. Is it still the same for you, Che?
Yeah, it just sounds like Jack maybe use some headphones or something because
Yeah,
there's a problem with your microphone or something.
yeah. H. Roberts, are you over 18? Oh, you've muted yourself. I'm not sure if you requested accidentally or... OK2, are you over 18?
Yep.
Okay. How do you feel about animals?
Yeah, they're all right. I respect them.
Okay. How do you feel about animal exploitation?
I believe it is okay. It's not the best, but it's all right.
Okay.
In some countries.
Okay. So, animal exploitation it depends what country you're in, whether you consider it okay or not. Is that your position?
Somewhat. As
Okay.
a farmer myself in England,
What?
there's a lot more legislation to stop animals from being in high intensity systems as like America.
Okay. So you think that animal exploitation is okay? Because I mean, let me just clarify. So by exploitation, I mean to use them against their interests, so for our own selfish purposes. So I'm assuming as a farmer, you don't have any moral issue with that.
No, not really. I'm a cattle farmer, and
Okay.
these animals are well looked after and they're well respected.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to go back to what you said about them being respected. So would you feel respected in their position if you were being exploited for your body parts or for anything that your body could produce, for example? Would that be respect to you?
No.
Okay. So what makes you think that it's respectful to do this to them, to other animals?
Just as a species, we've evolved to eat these animals, and
Yeah, I understand that. But do you think that they, as individuals, feel respected when they're being used for their body parts, when they're being taken to a slaughterhouse?
these animals being taken to slaughterhouses are, in England at least, are treated with very much respect, and they are
Okay,
killed in respectful ways where they're not in pain.
I understand that you think that it's respectful, but I'm asking from the perspective of the animals, the cows. So you said already that you wouldn't feel respected if you were in their position. Do you think that they feel respected? If you would not feel
Yeah,
respected if it
I
was
do.
happening to you, why then would they feel respected when it's happening to them? What makes you think that they feel respected?
Because they are unaware of what is happening to them.
What makes you think
Basically.
that? Do you think that when they get
Because
taken to a slaughterhouse, they're unaware that they're going to have their lives taken?
yeah, they are very much unaware.
What makes you think
Slaughterhouses are
that?
set up in a way where they're nowhere near the animals.
Where they're no longer what? Sorry.
They're not near the dead animals. They're separated.
Well, it's the same building, right? And so I'm going to refute this argument by saying that I don't know if you're aware, but cows they can smell for, I believe it's up to 7 miles when they pull up to a slaughterhouse. And David can probably attest for this because he's an ex slaughterhouse inspector. But when they pull up to a slaughterhouse, they pull up terrified. They're looking for an escape. They are frothing, salivating at the mouth. They're defecating and urinating on themselves, and they're terrified because they can smell the red liquid from the inside. They can smell the pheromones from the animals who have been unalive beforehand. And these animals, they're prey animals. Like it is, they have a survival instinct, so they know when danger is going to happen. And if they didn't know when danger was around, then they wouldn't have survived evolution, right? So they do very much know what's going to happen. But even if they didn't, then how could that even be justified, right? Because let's say, for example, you were being treated the same way. You were being taken to a slaughterhouse. But, well, actually, let's say that you're asleep and you don't know what's going to happen. Would it be justified for somebody to take away your life when you're not aware of it?
I would say not. No.
No. So yeah,
Because
even if the cows were unaware, do you think it's morally justified to do that to them?
Yes, because it's a cow. Humans
Okay.
Civilized.
Cool. Okay, so
animals like cows are domesticated
yeah. So I'm
to
gonna
be
ask.
produced.
Okay, so if we domesticated humans to provide something for others, would that be justified because we've domesticated them for that purpose?
No, because humans are not domesticated because we're civilized and we live in a world where
I'm
humans
asking if we did.
are viewed
So
legally as equals.
it's a
No, because humans
hypothetical.
are. But
And
hypothetically, if I said if cows were civilized, would they be allowed to walk next to humans down the road? It doesn't make sense because it's not. You can't bring a fantasy world into the real life world.
we can't ask a hypothetical. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because there is a very
It's
much difference between something that's not real and something that is real.
Wait,
yeah.
didn't you just give a hypothetical on what you think that happens in slaughterhouses? Because you claim that you know what the animals go through, that they're treated in a certain way when they go into these places. Farmers don't go into those places. So how do you know what happens beyond those gates?
I have been in those places
Oh, you
myself
have?
as a farmer.
No, farmers don't go in those places. That would present a biosecurity risk. So are you telling me you're
It's
breaking?
not. I have taken
Are
my
you?
cattle into a slaughterhouse before and walked through the process.
Oh, so you walked right into the process.
Yeah, I have been through.
So you broke biosecurity rules then?
No, because I followed. What do you mean? I followed the procedure.
What procedures?
I had to clean myself, wear a PPE, and I walked
Okay,
through
so
the
you.
system. It wasn't me killing the animal myself, but I watched it happen.
So explain what happened, and please don't use the K word.
All right, the
Explain.
animal was taken through.
Yeah.
And the animal was stunned.
Stunned?
And
How? What animal? Too.
Cattle was stunned through electrified. Through I'm not sure what I can say on TikTok. And then it was prodded in the heads, and the animal
Oh,
was
so they
instantly
were
killed.
electrified in the head,
No,
and
they
you're
were just
claiming.
electric. It stuns their nervous system, so they cannot feel pain.
Oh, so you're saying they can't feel pain in that process?
Yes, it's
Really?
scientifically proven. That,
Okay. Well, I can't. I'm sorry.
all right.
Yeah.
But I have a
Chip.
question since it's so nice in a slaughterhouse that you claim that it is that way and animals don't feel pain and it's so nice for them. Then why not send the pets after when they're sick, and instead of going to the vet, you could just send them to a slaughterhouse, right? Why don't we build
Because
slaughterhouses for pets?
because it's not commercially viable. Why
Wait,
would
but
you need to take an animal to a thingy to a slaughterhouse if a vet offers it?
a vet doesn't offer it. At the vet, you pay for it, and the
Yeah, that's what
slaughterhouse
I mean. A vet offers
at
it.
the slaughterhouse they could unalive them, and you could eat their flesh afterwards, right?
And
And
also,
thus not have absolutely any waste.
but
Why would that be an issue?
because they're not commercially viable.
Also, can I just quickly ask? You mentioned that they electrically. How old were the cows that you brought in?
How old were the cows? They were. Let me think. I think they were just about 2 years old.
So they're full size.
18 months. Yeah.
So they're using electric stunning.
Yep.
Are there other
Mm,
methods of stunning? Do you know of?
Yep. They sometimes stun them in the neck.
In the neck?
Yep.
With what?
As if I know, the electric stun gun.
Okay, it just sounds like you really don't know what you're talking about.
Oh right.
I fail to see how any of this is like. We talk about what's the best way to do something bad, isn't it? Because you yourself said you wouldn't want to be in that position. You yourself said that it's wrong to put them. So I really want to understand. Okay, so if it were economically viable, as you claim, would you be in favor of sending your pets to slaughterhouse once if they're sick or something, and they need euthanasia?
But the difference, you're classing a cow is not a pet. You don't. It's not in your home.
No,
It's
but
not.
they're an
Cows
animal.
can. Yeah,
They're
but
an animal. The
They
question was
can be
pretty
pets.
simple. Since you said that the logic applies to animals, and we are also animals, but you somehow want to make this distinction, whatever. Then would it be okay to send one of your pet companions into a slaughterhouse if they allowed it and it would be economically viable for them?
No, and a cow is not a pet. There is a very. You don't have a cow walking around your house as if.
So
It doesn't matter.
you've
It
never
doesn't
built a
matter.
bond with you've never built a bond with any of those animals?
Yes, but I don't live in the barn.
Did you ever give any of them names? Did you ever hang out
No,
with any of
because
them?
yeah, actually, I've got a pet cow with a name, and he is a bollock, and he doesn't go to slaughter.
So, but don't you see how strange that is that you form this bond, this loving bond with someone,
Yeah, but
and
it's hard because you distinct yourself from you. Like you're not. It's not a pet.
but don't you think that's some sort of your like upbringing and your conditioning to think that you have to frame them into these categories?
No, not really.
Not really, but yet you love this being, right? You've named them. They're your friend. How different are they from the other cows that you exploit and bring into those places?
He's no different apart from he's a bit friendlier.
So don't you see that as something like maybe you should move away from?
Yeah, I probably should. I don't like the process of sending my cattle off to slaughter. It's not a very nice thing, but it's just something that has to happen.
But it doesn't, right?
But people are gonna eat meat, and someone has to provide it.
What
You
would
don't
happen
have
if you
to.
don't do that? Yeah, what would happen if you don't send those animals to slaughter?
Uh, I'd be out of job.
Could you find another job?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so it seems to me like there is no other actual repercussion. You could find another job, and these innocent animals wouldn't, you know,
But
lose their whole existence.
these animals also provide good
No, they
stuff.
don't.
These
They don't.
cows
No, no.
provide
Their body.
manure. These cows
No,
provide manure for me,
no,
which we
no. Their
spray across
body.
fields instead of
They
nitrogen that damages your environment.
but they don't do that willingly. That's the thing that you're missing out on, right? Their body, you claim that their body is your property. You claim that their body is yours to take whatever you want out of their body.
Yeah, but
And you
they
don't
wouldn't.
care who they are as the individuals that they are. You don't care what they want out of their life. You force them in a position where you think it's best for you, and you don't really care what they want out of it, and you use their body afterwards. And then you claim that you somehow care about them, or that somehow what happens to them is okay. And you are also in a position where you acknowledge that you don't need to do it. So they don't provide for you. That would imply that somehow they give you their body. They don't. You take it away from them. You essentially steal their body because you have power over them. How is that fair? Like, you could find yourself in that position at any point in time where somebody would have power over you, and they could treat you in that manner. I don't think you would like it.
Yeah, because that's me as a human. But these animals they wouldn't be in existence
Wait,
without
what?
the need of them
But
to
you, as a
be.
human, would you not like it because you're a human, or would you not like it because you inherently would not like to be treated that way? Like, do you think that you're not liking to be treated like an object, like somebody would, if they would just be interested in your body and definitely wouldn't care about you, and they would come at you to try
But
to
these
unalive you?
us
Would
as
you not like it because you're a human, or would you not like it because you were built that way? Like, something in your brain just says you shouldn't like it.
well, because I'm a human, but also these animals aren't. When they're living, they're not treated like objects. They're well
No, it's
respected.
not. It's not because you're human. I understand you really want to believe that, but there's nothing particular about the category of species called Homo sapiens that would. There's no, like, I'll give you that there are differences between species, as we all know that there are, but this isn't one of them. Like, all animals want to live. All animals would feel similarly if you put them in a similar situation. The fight or flight response that we have, which gives us anxiety nowadays, is something that is present in definitely all these other animals also. And it's not something that's particular to humans in no way. So whatever you feel, whatever you would feel if somebody would come at you with a knife trying to unalive you, they would feel the same way. So I fail to see why you think that if you were in that position, somehow it would be different for you.
Yeah, okay, too. Can I just say, too, there is somebody named Renee. She's a former Texas rancher. So she decided that she was done, and she even divorced her husband. Now they're back together, but she decided to make her. There's a video you can watch. Rowdy Girl Sanctuary, exactly. And so now she's a sanctuary. She moved from that. There's also a video called 73 Cows. There's lots of people that have changed, especially people that have built bonds with the animals, and they start to look at them, or maybe they feel bad about what they've been part of, but maybe they feel trapped. But I'm just saying there are avenues of change. I changed. Like, I worked in these places. I worked in all of the places, things you can't even imagine what I saw. And so if I can change, if Rowdy Girl Sanctuary can change, you certainly can change. It's just there has to be the will there, and you have to look at your friend on the farm and say, look, I don't want that happening to others. And you just got to have the will to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
That's all I'd say.
Okay, too. I just want to ask as well, because last question, because I know you've been up here for a while, but I know you mentioned about the fact that you're the farmer and somebody's got to supply what other people are demanding, but I'm assuming that you are also creating a demand for other farmers, right? So you are not consuming a plant-based diet, or you are
No.
not living, yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out as well because, you know, it's one thing moving away from farming, but also, you know, you do have also power over your own actions and your choices as a consumer in addition to your job, right? And it kind of sounds like we do have a lot in common in the fact that you don't like what happens to other animals during this process, but what we get out of them. Um, but yeah, I'm aware you've been up here for a while, and so I think I'm going to move on. Would you be willing to watch a documentary, okay, too? Because I know you say you've seen like some of the process of what happens to cows, but there's a document. Oh, he's gone. I don't know if he's still here, so I'm just going to move on rather than finish that. Big Appetite, are you over 18?
Hello, yes, I'm 31 years old. How are you?
Okay, perfect. Yeah. How do you feel about animals?
I love animals. I think they're great.
Love animals. And how do you feel about animal exploitation?
I think it's illegal. I think it's wrong. And I think people should, if anyone is exploiting animals, they should call it out and we should have justice.
Okay. Sorry, did you say you think it's illegal? Or it should be illegal?
Exploitation is defined as being the unlawful or unjust profiteering of someone's work or identity. So, but then I would say that yes, it's inherently illegal because we have laws against it.
No. So when I'm talking about animal exploitation, I mean using animals in a way that goes against their own interests. So using them for our own selfish purposes, right? And we do that as a society. It's inherent as part of society. I know there are some ways to exploit animals which would be illegal, but there's most animal exploitation. Well, there's a lot of animal exploitation that's happening that is legal, right? Do you acknowledge that?
Right. You can have that understanding, but it doesn't follow suit with the metric of exploitation. So what you have said is a grave point, but it doesn't substitute exploitation.
So what is your understanding of exploitation?
Exploitation, as far as I know, is the unlawful or unjust profiteering of someone's identity or their workforce to make for profit.
Okay. So how would farming animals not fall under that definition? Because let's forget the legal aspect of it, but you said unlawful or unjust profiting off someone else's body, right? So you don't think that, what's your understanding of unjust?
Unjust would be that it does not fall with a justice system that is being enforced or implied upon a society.
So unjust, so according to Google, it's not based on what's morally right and fair. So we're not talking about what's legally right or fair. We're talking about morals here. So how could it be
I do
just?
apologize, go ahead.
No, that's okay. So how could it be just to profit from their bodies? You say that, so exploitation is unjust profiting from their bodies. How could it be just?
The way it's just is if the justice system allows it to be a practice. If the justice system of the people who
No. So
say that it's okay.
We're talking about morality. So it doesn't have anything to do with the justice system. It's about what's right and fair. Morally. So I'm not talking about what's legal, I'm talking about what's moral. So can you acknowledge that animals are exploited? They're being used and it's against their interests and it's for our own selfish purposes.
I would say some animals are exploited, but that is illegal, and anyone who has any knowledge should bring that up upon the authorities to speak against that and to demolish that kind of practice.
So, Big Appetite, you don't think that in the meat, egg, dairy, fish industries, leather, you don't think that those animals are being exploited because they're legal practices?
some might be exploited. I will not say against that
No, no.
upon the
Based
engagement.
on what's happening to them, is that exploitation? They're being used for their body parts, for their functions.
It is legal and is
I
it
don't care
okay
what's
as far as
legal.
that
I'm
needs to be
asking.
practice.
I don't care whether it's legal or not. So, okay. So
Well,
regardless,
you're in a bad pickle.
regardless of whether or not the action is illegal, it's still the same action, right? It's either exploitation or it's not. So, like, for example, we could say human slavery. It's not exploitation. It wasn't exploitation, not exploitation when it was legal. And then it doesn't suddenly become exploitation when it becomes illegal, right? Because it's the exact same actions.
Fair.
Okay, so can you acknowledge that animals, even though they're being exploited legally, it's still exploitation?
Well, you can't say exploited legally because exploitation is inherently illegal upon practice.
No, we're going around in circles here. I've just demonstrated how that's not the case with my example about human slavery. Chip or David, do either of you want to ask anything? Because I'm done. I'm not going to explain something again that when I've just already covered it.
Yeah, it just seems to me like this person is appealing to definitions. He's very stickler for saying, but yeah, it is. It's an appeal to definition by saying, well, it's not technically a definition because it's not technically legal. This isn't what we're talking about. You know what it means. Exploitation means using somebody as a means to an end. You also acknowledge. So let me ask you this, Big Apple. Because was slavery, what Jim just asked you, was human slavery exploitation? When it was legal?
When it was legal, it was not, no.
Oh, okay, thank you. So you just proven my point that you don't like this is a classical appeal to definition. I don't care if you want to call it exploitation or not. The reality is what we want to talk about isn't how we call this action what we do to animals, but rather if it is fair how we treat animals or not. So the question is fairly simple. Do you think it's fair how we treat animals? The fact that we use them as a means to an end?
I would say yes.
So you think it's fair to treat animals as a means to an end? Humans are animals, so then it would be fair to treat humans as a means to an end also, right?
No.
Okay, so what you just did now, it's called a special pleading fallacy, where you just chose a particular individual without justifying that position. So can you please explain to me why it's justified to do it to any other animals, but not to the animals of the species Homo sapiens?
I believe that humans are given a greater consideration because humans have a capacity to engage within a societal environment, and they can engage with that to provide for that, right?
Okay, so that's very ableist, but not every human can do that. So would you agree that the humans who cannot do that, it's okay to, so the humans who cannot do that, it's okay to treat them like we treat animals? That means treat them as a means to an end? No, okay. So I suppose the next thing you'll be saying is, yeah, but humans can, right? So let's just... Okay, so then it seems like your argument falls apart if that's not your argument on why is it okay to treat other animals as a means to an end, but not humans.
I would disagree. So we have this point of contention, and the main purpose is the capacity to engage in society, the capacity to imply and to provide for society, right?
Not every human can do that.
I agree, and I was
so is it okay to treat animals as a means to... Is it okay to treat those humans as a means to an end?
No, because they have family members who look upon them fondly. Those family members have paid taxes.
But what if they don't have family members? So if these human beings have absolutely no family members, no friends, no anybody, then it would be okay to treat them as a means to an end?
No, because it's built a practice of where people can look for loopholes to have this point of contention. It might look upon people who are not relevant or not...
Why is it not okay to treat them as a means to an end?
Because it builds a practice where people who are on
okay. What if there is no such thing? No, so this is an isolation. So treating one of these individuals as a means to an end will not result in any other consequences. Would it be okay to treat them as a means to an end?
I'm so sorry. I was trying to give you an argument, but you spoke.
Yeah, I know what your argument is trying to say. You're trying to say that because it would other people would treat other humans as a means to an end. But I'm just telling you, this individual is an individual who's who is intellectually challenged. They don't know what's happening to them. They say they have the same cognitive capabilities as other animals. They cannot benefit society in any way. They don't have any family members, and treating them like we treat other animals would not make any other human do the same action ever again. So there would be no repercussions. There would just be you treating this individual as a means to an end, as we do to other animals. Would you be in favor of doing that to them?
No, I think the way you present your argument is very well or ill informed, right?
Sure.
Because
So
human
would you be
being-
in favor of doing this to them?
No, because
Why not?
again, because human beings have a special consideration that animals do not.
No. This human being wouldn't have that, as we just established.
That
This
is
human
fair.
being is yeah.
That is fair. But this human might have family members, might have nationality.
No. As I
might
said,
have-
they don't. Please don't move the goalpost. I've already explained to you. This human being has no family members, no friends, is not part of any society, does not benefit any society, and treating them as a means to an end
So
would
stop,
not
stop,
would,
stop.
would not have absolutely any repercussions to society or any other human being on this planet. So would it be okay to treat this human being
Stop.
as a means to an end?
Stop, gentlemen. If you want to give me a hypothetical, give me a
Yeah, can you please
hypothetical,
answer
right?
my question? It's a pretty clear
No.
hypothetical. Would it be
Big
okay to treat
appetite.
this human being
Please
as a means to an
answer.
end?
If you don't answer, then
I'm-
I'm gonna
I-
I'm gonna move on.
All right, so with respect, right, the human species itself is granted merit.
Okay,
because
so
we
you're
as
not gonna
humans-
answer.
I'm answering right now. What are you talking about?
No, you're not. No, it's pretty clear.
How-
I asked you if
how
this
am I
human
not?
being, because you're answering about the species. I didn't ask you about the species. I asked you very clearly. There's an individual right here who is of the species Homo sapiens. This individual has no family member. This individual has no cognitive capabilities, the same as any other member of the group Homo sapiens. And this individual, treating them as a means to an end, would have absolutely no repercussions on any form of human society or anything on this planet. So would it be okay to treat them as a means to an end? And you're saying no. And I need a justification on why is it. Oh, it would be okay to treat them as a means to an end.
No. I apologize. It would not be okay to say.
Why?
Because if we have a standard of practice upon a human being can be met
It would
with
not
certain-
affect it.
I would love to answer, right?
It
If
would
a
not
human
affect any
being-
form of standard of practice. I've already explained that to you.
I would really love to answer my position, right? If a human being is met with specific practices or environments that would be comatose or incorrigible or incompetent, whatever, all this point, right? If you want to say that X and Z and YB means we can then look upon them and slaughter them for their meat, for their flesh, whatever, right? Once you have this environment set up, the point of things like who is this individual, what is their identity, what is their nationality, what do their family stands, what do they impose upon themselves, and therefore
Yeah.
there is
Yeah, it's clear
there is-
you're not
there's-
answering
there-
it.
There's how am I answering it?
Because I just explained to you, you were just moving the goalpost. I was pretty clear that this human being has none of that, and it would have no repercussions. You're just answering a different question, not the question that I asked.
Yeah, he's like you say, moving the goalposts. And also, I was finding it kind of difficult to understand what he was saying because he was kind of mumbling. So yeah, I'm gonna move on. Still got quite a few guest requests, but maybe we can get through a few more. Hey Danny, are you over 18?
Pardon?
No, you're a child. Ricky. Hey Ricky, are you over 18?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about
48.
Okay. How do you feel about
How do I?
animals?
What kind of animal?
All animals, any animals.
Well, I give them credit for where they deserve credit. That's about it. I have no problem. I'm a hunter, so I have no problem hunting animals. I only kill what I eat. I don't go to the supermarket.
How do you feel about animal
Well, not the meat
exploitation?
anyway. I don't. Well, depends on what kind of exploitation. I mean,
So
you guys consider you guys consider eating meat exploitation, but I would consider exploitation hunting for trophies, things like that. Zoos. I don't really like zoos too much. Circuses. I don't really like circuses too much.
Okay. Why don't you like zoos or circuses?
Well, just because it's, kind of mundane to see this beautiful animal trapped in a cage to play tricks. That's kind of dumb.
Okay. Sure. So you're against some forms of animal exploitation, but not others. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. So, and the animal exploitation that you're against, it's the exploitation where they're alive and suffering, as opposed to exploitation where you're taking their life needlessly, and denying them
needlessly, that's
of
how
their
I feed
existence.
myself.
Do you
That's how I feed
acknowledge?
myself.
Okay. Could you feed yourself without hunting other animals?
I could, but I'm not going to.
Okay. So how is it not needless then?
Well,
You said it's not
I
needless, but then you said that you don't have to do
I
it. So
could be vegan. That's always part of the argument. Yeah, I could do that, but I'm not going to. Why would I do that? I've been hunting since I was 12 years old.
because animals value their lives and want to live, and you wouldn't like to be
Well, everybody
hunted.
values their life, so that's kind of a given, right? No animal asks to be eaten.
Sure.
That's a
So
given.
yeah, so if they value their lives, then how is it fair to take that from them if they don't want to die?
Life's not fair.
Oh,
Life's not
okay.
fair.
So
What it is.
so well, you could justify almost anything by saying that. If
Well, people have.
yeah, okay, but so would you say
So,
that human slavery is moral because life's not fair?
well, it depends on where your morals are coming from.
I'm asking you based on your morals, Ricky.
Me
Would you?
personally, I wouldn't hold another human slave in slavery. No, I wouldn't do that. It's not
But
for
life's
me
not
to do.
fair. But life's not fair. Why
Oh,
not?
that's yeah, and slavery still exists today.
Yeah.
It's not ended.
So why would you not participate in it? Because after all, life's not fair, right?
Well, I just said why I wouldn't participate in it because that's just not for me.
Okay. So you can decide. You do have some morals then, because even though life's not fair,
Everybody has
you
morals. It's
yeah.
like where do
So
your morals start from? You
yeah.
can't
So
call
you
me
can.
immoral for hunting.
I didn't say you were, but I'm asking. I'm more interested in how you feel about it, because there's no use in me
Hunting, I
saying.
love hunting.
Yeah, there's no use in me saying that I think it's immoral, because you're the one who's doing the action, right? So
Well, it wouldn't matter if
you
you consider it immoral or not. It doesn't
you
matter
love.
to me. It's
Okay.
just your opinion.
Exactly.
That's what
That's
that's what morals
my
are.
point. That is my point, Ricky. So you've said that you love hunting. What about the
I
animals?
do.
How do you think they feel?
Fuck them. They better run faster.
Say again?
I said, fuck them. They better run faster because I'm coming out there. I'm coming out
Wow.
there for meat. That's why I'm there.
Wow.
I'm not
And
spending hours in the woods for
if
no
so,
reason.
okay, well, if somebody had the same kind of mindset towards you, would that be
They
justified?
do. They
What
do have
they
that mindset.
you
You
people are
think I
trying
haven't
to hunt
stared
you?
down the barrel of a rifle before?
Okay, and how did
What
you
do you
feel?
think?
How did you feel?
I felt like I needed to take some immediate action,
Okay, so you went
and
into
that
fight
person
or
was no
flight
longer
mode.
with us.
Would you
Yeah, it's
say?
always fight. I don't run.
Okay, so you wanted to defend yourself, right? Because you value your
I did
life,
defend
and
myself.
yeah, because you
You
value
think
your
animals
life,
don't defend themselves?
and you want to continue living, right? But let's
Yeah, and I
say,
fought for it.
okay, Ricky, but let's say that the person who's hunting you, they are bigger and they're more powerful, and they've got a bigger weapon than you. So you can't fight back because their
Well, just
weapons
because they have a
are
bigger
bigger.
weapon doesn't. Well, am I armed or am I unarmed?
You're unarmed. So
Okay.
let
And how
so
far away are they?
they're at a reasonable distance. They have a big rifle. That let's say
Fair enough.
yeah. Um,
Serpentine patterns start moving.
so you couldn't defend yourself. Would it be then fair for them to take your life if they didn't have to?
Well, the whole situation sucks. Do I
Okay.
want to be in that position? No. But will I
Okay.
do whatever I can to get out of it? Absolutely.
So if the situation sucks and you wouldn't want to be in that position, then how is it fair for you to put others into that position that they also
I
don't want
just
to
said
be in?
life isn't fair. Said life
Yeah,
isn't fair. Half
again.
the time they don't
So
even know I'm there.
Ricky, if the person who was hunting you, they had the barrel, you turned around, you're unarmed, and you said, no, please don't shoot me, I want to continue living, and they said, life's not fair, Ricky, would that be then justified
guess
for them to take your life?
Well, out of context, why are they hunting me?
It's irrelevant. They're hunting you for their convenience,
It
pleasure,
does kind of
let's
make a
say.
good.
Yeah.
It does kind of make a difference. I mean, so we're talking about someone who's homicidal running around hunting people, huh?
Yeah, convenience or pleasure, let's say. That's why.
That would suck to be me.
That would suck to be you, just like it sucks to be your victims, right?
Well, yeah, it sucks to be them. I try to make it quick.
Yeah. So do you acknowledge that there's an inconsistency there, because you're saying that it wouldn't be acceptable, you wouldn't like it if it was you, but then you're doing the thing that you wouldn't like to others. You're putting them in the situation that
I'm
you
I'm
yourself
doing exactly
wouldn't like
that.
to be in.
I am I will acknowledge that I am doing exactly that with no feelings about it.
How is that fair?
I didn't say it was,
Okay. So why are you going to continue to do that?
because I like to eat deer, elk, wild boar. I don't like to
Yeah.
have hormones in my meat.
The person that's hunting you, they like to eat human. They like to eat Ricky.
Oh, I better watch my six then, huh?
Yeah. Chip or David, do you want to add anything? Because I don't think that there's any. I don't think there's anything
Yeah,
else I could say.
yeah. I just wanted to say, Ricky, tell us about that first time you went hunting. Was it your family that took you?
My uncle, yeah.
So do you remember like what it was like?
Yeah.
Care to explain?
All right. So what do you want to know? The actual trip, or do you want to know the actual kill? What feeling do you want me to express?
Well, for TikTok purposes, don't use the K word, but yeah, when you took their life, what kind of feelings did you have
I
about
got
it?
an adrenaline dump. Could barely stop shaking. I was so excited.
So you were excited.
Absolutely.
And so had you seen your uncle take lives prior to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and how long and how like young were you when you first started seeing this?
6.
6, yeah. And so do you remember when you were 6 when you saw that?
Yeah.
So it never disturbed you as a 6-year-old, maybe not, right?
No, because I was taught not to harm animals unless you're gonna eat them.
Yeah. And so I think back to like what Jem was saying, you know, about being in their position. Like you'd rather not be in the position of having your life taken if there's another
Once
option,
it's
right?
taken, my problems are over.
No, but like that's not answering the question. You'd rather not, right?
It's not an ideal situation to be in. No.
Yeah. So like why would you want to put somebody in that situation then?
Oh, what do you mean somebody like Pete down the street?
Well, like anyone, an animal is a somebody, right?
No, an animal, somebody. You can't. If a dog bit you, you're not gonna call the cops and be like, somebody bit me, right?
Yeah, but there's someone in
Exactly.
there.
So the language
There's
matters.
still someone. No, there's someone in
You
there
can
though.
consider them somebody, but they are not.
What are you
They're an
talking
animal.
about? How aren't they a somebody, dude?
Not a somebody to me.
Well,
Maybe to
maybe
you,
because you've
not to
taken their
me.
lives and
They
whatnot.
never
But,
were a somebody. They're just an animal.
well, that just goes to show.
It goes to
Ricky, it's
show that, hey,
the
listen,
reason.
the language matters.
Is the reason that you're saying that they're not somebody because you have to emotionally detach yourself from the individual in order to do what you do?
Well,
Because
I'm not gonna harm an animal I've bonded with. Absolutely not.
okay, are animals that you've bonded with, are they somebody? Are they having a subjective experience? Are they an
No.
individual?
They're not
No.
somebody. They're whatever they are. It's a dog.
What are they then?
It's not
An
somebody.
object. So if they're not somebody, are they an object?
They're something,
They're a thing.
not a somebody.
So they're a thing, like an object.
I only use the word somebody to describe other humans, and that's it.
So
Only
if they're not,
acknowledge
so if they're not a
is another
somebody,
human.
they're a something, right? Because you're either a
Yes.
somebody or you're a something, and a thing
I
is an
already
object.
said they are a thing. Something.
Right. So they're
What
an
they are.
object, inanimate objects. who don't have feelings, who don't experience life?
Well, you could say something over there could be like a buffalo. It's not an inanimate object. It's something like a car, a
They're
moving
like a
car.
rock.
I wanted to ask him a couple of
Oh,
questions.
sorry. Did you want me to bring him back
that's
up?
No,
I
don't bring
just
him back up. It's fine.
I would just add, if they're still here, there's a video called what how do you say
He
the
is
K
still here,
word
yeah.
without
Unalive.
Yeah, there's a video called what taking or unaliving animals does to your brain on YouTube. It goes into the idea of like what happens when you take lives, you lose empathy, and especially at a young age. I feel sorry for him, honestly. Like
Yeah.
that's what he learned as a kid. Even to the point where he's like claiming that they're not a someone, that they're equivalent to a car. That's
Yeah,
sad.
I can see that. It's very sad because, you know, somebody could have the same kind of mindset towards him, if they were desensitized, you know. So I mean, there's plenty of people who are desensitized with doing horrific things to human beings. Doesn't make what they do moral. Did you want to say something, Chip? He is still here if you wanted to say something.
No, I just I wanted to clarify why he makes this distinction between these two categories, because it's nothing more but categories, and you know, in like just not long ago, 100 years ago or 150 years ago, people who were desensitized just like he was from a young age would say the same thing about different races, which are essentially just that, different categories. And no matter how you spin it, if you say, well, but they're all humans, so it's the same. Well, but we're all animals, so it's the same. But we're all mammals, so it's the same. You know, like this idea of judging somebody based on the category that they're in and saying, well, they're not a somebody. It's just irrelevant. And his whole spiel about, well, if you call the police and say somebody bit me, yeah, you're probably not going to use that language because they don't understand it, but that doesn't mean that they're not a somebody. Just like maybe
Yeah.
during slavery times, a lot of the slaves were not seen as individuals. In fact they were classified as animals in a lot of situations. They were put in zoos and all that kind of stuff, and they were very much de-individualized, just like we do to other animals. So I don't think it's a valid point. I just this whole category, but yeah, nothing more.
No, exactly. I mean, I could say that, in my opinion, all hunters are things. They're something. They're not somebody. And yeah, like his own logic could be used against him, because I could pick a category and use that against him. And if he was not in my special category, then he would be the victim of that, and he acknowledged that. And I just think that, well, if you acknowledge that if you could be the victim and you wouldn't like it, then why would you do that to others? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I noticed too, Jem, a number of times you were pinning him down, and you had like the right question, and he'd essentially just pivot and try to move out of the question rather than answering directly.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I've probably got enough time for like one more, maybe a couple more if they're quick. I have a cut off at 10 o'clock. But for anybody who I've not had chance to speak with, if you give me a follow, it'll probably notify you when I'm next live, and we can have a chat then, obviously if you're over 18. So yeah, I'm just going down the list in order. I know there's a lot of people, but yeah, I'm not picking anyone. Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah.
The Chosen. Sorry, what do I call you? The Chosen
You can call me
Führer.
Chosen.
Chosen.
Sure.
Okay. How do you feel about animals?
I assume you're gonna like all animals, specific animals.
Yeah, just in
humans,
general.
since we're considered animals. Like
Yeah.
which one?
Sure. Animals
Okay, so
in general.
all encompassing. I would
Yeah.
say I'm. Animals are fine.
Okay.
I don't. love every single animal. I don't like roaches. I don't
Mhm.
like dolphins. I think they're weird.
Okay.
Some monkeys are annoying. Yeah.
How do you feel about animal exploitation?
What's your definition of exploitation? Then I'll give mine, and we'll see if they are the same.
So I would define exploitation as using somebody for our own selfish purposes, not considering their own interests.
Okay.
Would you agree with that?
So using it for their own selfish interest with disregard for their life, correct?
Yeah, well, with disregard for their interests. So it's using them for our own selfish purposes.
What's their interest then? If I said interest, I said their life. So what's their interest? Would their life not be considered that, or?
Yeah, you could say that. So they would have an interest to live, but they would have an interest to go where they want to go, do what they want to do, be with their family. You know, like doing whatever comes naturally to them.
Right. Okay. So that's their interest.
Yeah. So we all have interests, so they would have their own interest to do what they want to do, what comes naturally to them, right?
Sure. Yeah. Just like humans, animals do those things to a lesser cognitive ability. Sure.
Sure. So would you
Yeah.
agree with that definition?
I want to, for the sake of the conversation, yes. May I give my definition?
Yeah. I mean, if you agree with mine, though,
it's
there's
on
no...
the same. Well,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. I said I'll agree for the sake of the conversation.
Okay.
I would say animal exploitation is the human use of non-human animals, right? Sorry, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I'm not going to clear my throat I just muted real quick.
Okay. So
Yeah,
how do you
anyways,
feel about animal exploitation?
Yeah, just real quick. So yeah, human use of non-animals for personal or even economic benefit, causing them suffering or like deprivation of some things, like their right to life.
Okay. And how do you feel
So-
about that?
It wasn't in your definition, but it was in mine. I would say that non-human animals don't have rights. They have the right to live, but besides that, that is all.
Yeah, of course they don't have
That
rights.
does not mean that human cannot take said life for purposes, which then would be considered animal exploitation, correct? So
So the
I'm
question is not whether they have rights, it's whether they should have rights. Because at the
Yeah, and I
moment
don't
they
think they
don't have
should.
rights. You don't think they should have
well,
rights.
so the argument is you think animals have rights, and my argument is they don't, right?
No, I don't think they do have rights. I think that they should have rights.
Oh, that's actually
you know.
interesting. You're the first vegan to ever say that to me. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it depends. If you're talking about like the legal rights, like the protected rights to not be exploited, to have the rights to their own body autonomy, they don't currently have that. That's why they're being exploited. But I think that everybody should have the right to their own body, regardless of what species they belong to, regardless of what species they were born into. That's my position. But you don't think
Yeah,
that... So you don't think that other animals should have the rights to their own bodies?
the right to their own body, as
Yeah.
in not being exploited by humans. Is
Yeah,
that
like their own
the
body
general-
autonomy.
Okay.
Is that a no? You don't think they should, or you do?
Yeah, I don't think non-human animals should.
Okay. So
I
do you,
don't think it is a inherent right.
okay. So do you think that humans should have that right, the right to their bodies,
Yeah.
the right to their own autonomy? Okay. So
Yeah.
okay. So what is it about other animals that you don't think that they deserve the right to their own body autonomy? What do they
Well, by bodily
lack?
autonomy, like all you're saying is they shouldn't be exploited by us humans for consumption, for economic benefit, for agricultural reasons, et cetera, et cetera. Humans are much more varied and different than that. We do a lot more than graze, walk, be with our families. You know, that's where the difference is for me. Our cognitive
So-
ability, the ability to abstractly reason. Granted, dolphins have a lot of abstract reasoning skills too, but I don't like dolphins.
So let me get this straight. So you're saying that the reason that humans should have the rights to their body and other animals shouldn't have the rights to theirs is because humans have more abilities than other animals?
Well, again, you said rights, right? So again, I don't think the only right that an animal has that's not a human is the right to life. But that does not mean we cannot take that life for said consumption or whatever,
Yeah,
which is
so
considered
I'm
animal
asking.
exploitation by our metrics.
I'm asking whether they should have the right? So
Yeah, no, I don't. So again, you think they should. I think they shouldn't. Can you give me
yes,
a reason beside animal exploitation why they should?
why they should, because like us, they're
What?
sentient. It's needless.
Sure.
They
Mhm,
value
yeah.
their lives. They want to continue living. They have interests, and we wouldn't like it to happen
What are
to
their
us.
interests? What are their
They
interests?
have
Do
an
they like to?
interest. Well, I've already explained. They have an interest to continue living, to
They
be
have
with
an
their
interest to
families,
graze and be with
to
their
yeah,
families.
yeah, to do what comes naturally to them. So,
Sure.
are you saying that what differentiates us with other animals that means that it's okay to exploit them, but not us, is their abilities? Is that your distinction?
Well, the distinction is I think humans should have rights, right?
I
Because
understand that.
of
Yeah.
our ability is far surpassing these animals. It's unfortunate that we were born as humans. It does suck, but
Okay,
that's just
but
the way the cookie crumbles.
well, I would say that humans and well, all species have different abilities, right? So there's many different species of animals who have lots of amazing abilities that we don't have. So some
Yeah,
animals can literally change the color of their skin. They can like
chameleons are cool.
smell for miles and miles. They can detect earthquakes before they even happen. They can
Cats
they
are
can
pretty
fly. They
cool.
have amazing eyesights.
I
So
wish I could fly.
what is it about our abilities as humans that means that we shouldn't be exploited and we should have rights, but other animals who also have amazing abilities shouldn't have rights? Why are you
Well, yeah.
why
So
are you
again, so
using that as a
humans, we
distinction?
do more than graze and be with our families and just quote unquote live, right? Like
Right.
I
So
think humans are just we're not necessarily superior, right? Because other non-human animals have so many amazing abilities and capabilities.
okay, so what about
But
humans who don't have
our
amazing
minds
abilities?
make them better. Or
Yeah,
make us better. Sorry, what?
what about humans who have the same cognitive
Yeah, I know
abilities
you're gonna go with like
as other
vegetative
animals?
people and babies and stuff like that. Yeah, and
Should
obviously at that stage of life, like let's talk about a baby, right? At that stage of life, they are no more than what probably like a little baby piglet in terms of. Actually, piglets are probably smarter than babies, let's be honest. But
yeah, let's talk
eventually,
about
that baby will.
no, let's talk about a baby who won't grow up to have
Well, what's the reason why
the
that
same
baby's not
kind of
growing up?
abilities. Maybe they're cognitively impaired. They are in the same
What
kind
kind of impairment do they have? Feel like it's
so
relevant.
they don't have abilities to do anything besides live and eat and just like the normal bodily functions. So kind of like how you
Well, that
described a
sucks.
cow who
That is
grazes.
yeah.
Yeah, so should they have the right to their own body
Well, I mean, a fully
autonomy?
adult cow also only grazes. So will this baby end
Hang
up
on.
growing up at all, or is it going to stay in a
No,
vegetative state?
I'm talking about somebody who will always have the same cognitive ability as a cow, for example. Should they not have the right to their own body, their
Well,
autonomy?
that's an anomaly. Every single cow, all they're going to do their entire life is
Yeah, can you
graze, be
answer
with
the
their
question?
family.
Of course, it's an anomaly. I'm asking a hypothetical question. Should they have the right to their own body?
They kind of don't because they need to be taken care of.
I said, should they?
Should they?
Mm-hmm.
That's logically inconsistent though, and I'll tell you why.
Are you
Because
gonna
they
answer?
like they so okay, yeah, fine. In your hypothetical imaginary world, yes, they should.
Okay, so why should they have the right to their own body, but other animals shouldn't, even though they're of the
Well,
same
now,
cognitive ability?
yeah. So again, I only agree with your hypothetical to continue the conversation, even though it's illogical, right? So
Why is it illogical?
why is it illogical?
Mm.
Because they don't have the right to their body.
I'm
because
asking if
they are
they
in a
should.
state where they can't.
I'm asking if they should. If they should
They
have.
can't though. Do
have-
you understand where the logical inconsistency is? They can't.
No.
You're just saying if they should. It doesn't matter if they should. They can't.
What
right?
do you mean
We're
they
in
can't?
reality, right?
What do you mean they can't? They do
So
have
you
the
said
right to their own body.
This hypothetical baby is stuck in a state, right?
No,
They're stuck in
no.
a state.
Can I correct this? Should their interests be respected? That's what we're asking. Should their interests be respected?
What are their interests?
The same as any other animal, as you
to
just
not-
said, live,
yeah.
eat, and maybe play a little bit.
To not be
Can
harmed,
it,
to
can it feed
continue
itself, or does it need to
living.
be taken care of? Can it feed itself, or
You
does
just
it need-
fucking answer the question already.
Yeah,
Holy.
like I
Well,
understand. So the
you're
question
like
is fairly
very,
simple.
you're making it
No,
black
so-
and white, which it's not.
No, so the question is fairly simple. Somebody who was born with hydroencephaly. I don't know if you've ever heard of this disease.
I have
They're
no
born
idea what
essentially-
that is.
Yeah, sure. So they're born with a part of their brain missing. Their cognitive capabilities a lot of the times might be even less that of an animal. And the question is, would it be okay to put them through the same positions we put animals because they were born that way?
What's your reasoning for doing that to the baby?
Because you could get some really good flesh, some really good meat.
Okay, so do you personally eat baby flesh?
I don't, but you
Okay.
could eat them. I don't
Yeah,
eat.
sure.
I
You
respect
could
all
also drop a
animals.
bomb on
Well,
somebody.
no,
if
no,
you like
no.
that.
Just to be clear, I respect all animals, but and the reason why you don't respect certain animals is because you saved because of their cognitive capabilities. So in this hypothetical scenario,
Well, I also
they
think
have the
it's-
same
it's
cognitive
moral
capabilities.
to,
So the
use
question
animals for
was
consumption,
the
so.
question. The question was fairly clear. This individual,
depends, debatable.
this individual has the same cognitive capabilities as animals, and you could either eat their flesh or eat plant-based. Which one would you choose?
So in your hypothetical, I can either eat the baby that's cognitively disabled or eat a plant or
Exactly. Yeah.
Is this for the only the situation or for my entire life?
Let's imagine it for your entire life.
Okay, so I either eat baby flesh or I eat a plant-based diet.
Yeah. Your entire
Okay.
life, you could either eat these
No,
cognitively
you're good.
impaired
Hypothetically,
human
they're fine.
beings
Okay.
or plant-based diet. Which one would you choose?
Yeah, so my moral code definitely goes against eating baby flesh, so I'm not gonna do that.
Why would it be wrong to eat the flesh of these babies?
Of a human baby, correct?
Of these babies that are human, but they don't have the same cognitive capabilities.
Well, yeah,
as
because
any other
humans
humans.
quite literally reject human meat. I don't know if you know that. I can't
no,
remember
no,
the
no.
exact disease or pathogen we get, but I can look.
No,
it
that's
up.
not true. That's when you eat the brain, you can easily eat the
that
muscles
is
and
true. It is
everything
brain.
else.
But still,
Yeah,
the
so-
fact that any part of the human gives us like that is, fuck that. That's no, of course not.
So why would it be wrong? That's the question.
Well, I just told you the fact that a human eating another human, regardless of what part of it is, gives us some kind of like terrible thing.
Well, it
that's
doesn't
wrong.
because it does, as I just explained to you, it doesn't because you just skip the brain. And in fact, eating the brain of certain animals also has the potential to give you a lot of diseases. So it doesn't really matter
Well,
to
if
you
you don't cook
apparently.
anything, you're gonna get a disease.
So it's fairly simple. In the same situation, you could eat the flesh of a human or you could eat a plant-based diet. This human is the same cognitive capabilities of an animal, and you say you wouldn't. The question is, why is that wrong? Then the question stands.
Oh, you're done. Okay, sorry. I thought you were gonna continue. Yeah, I simply think it's just okay to. Well, I'm not eating baby flesh, so I would do the plant-based diet option
Why is that wrong? That's the question.
because I'm a human. I'm not gonna eat another human. It's
Yeah.
against my moral. See, my moral code, right? Not your moral code, maybe, but my moral code.
Oh, okay. So it's strictly that they
It
belong
is
to the
wrong
same
to eat
category as
another
you.
human. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, the thing, what you're doing right now is called you're begging the question, because that's why I'm asking you, why is it wrong to eat another human being? And you cannot answer that. You're just saying, well, because I said so. That's your question.
No,
right?
I said because
That's
I'm a
your
human. I
answer.
don't eat other humans.
Yeah, but okay, so it's because
Why
you're
don't I shoot at
belong to the
school?
same
Because I don't want to shoot
category.
at the school.
Yeah, but like we're all you pick the category of species, but you can always just pick the category of mammals. You can pick the category of vertebrates. You can pick the category of animals. You will belong to all these other categories also. Yet you choose this particular taxonomy called species and say, well, anybody who is in this taxonomy is immoral, but any other taxonomy is moral to consume them or to treat them like an object. So there is no logical reason for you to do that. It just seems like you just picked that one, right?
No,
So
I
then,
would say the logic comes from the fact that, you know, from baby to toddler to kid to young adult to adult, we're shaped, right? We're shaped all throughout our lives. So
but
I'm
that's
sure
not logic. That's just that's
what
just
is
you.
logic to you, man? No. What's
Well, no.
logic to you then?
So just to explain what I'm asking you is, what is a logical reason? I'm not asking how you got there. I'm asking you, what's a logical reason for believing that? You're explaining to me right now that you were shaped in that manner, that everyone told you your entire life that you shouldn't be doing this. But I'm asking you, what's a logical reason for saying I'm going to pick the category called species, and it is wrong to exploit any member of this category, but it's okay to exploit any member of another of that doesn't belong to this particular category?
I never said it's not wrong. I said I'm okay with it.
Chip, can I just get you to do two things for me? I do not believe this person believes in human rights either. If you can talk
I
about
don't. You know, you're right.
workers,
You're correct. No, you're correct. I don't. Yeah.
Are you a Nazi?
But you just did.
No,
and
I'm
then
okay.
also, Chip, can you
I'm not a
also,
Nazi.
Chip, can you also bring up the cats in the punching bags? Because I think he was categorizing things earlier, so wondering if he would fall for that.
Yeah, sure. So what if we just, all the cats that are on the street, who we have to send them into, we have to put them in shelters, and in shelters we have to sadly unalive them because we don't have enough money to keep them alive. After we unalive them, we just use them as punching bags. We
Sure.
put
What's
them
your
in a
reasoning
bag.
for it? I'm gonna assume you're gonna say enthusiasm, maybe self-pleasure, something like that.
No, nothing like that. It's for
Okay.
exercise. We need to exercise,
Oh,
right? To be
I
healthy,
forgot. No,
we
no,
need to exercise.
I forgot the vegan argument to exercise as well. That's right. Like the kicking of the dog. Yeah. Okay.
Sure. So we do need to exercise, right?
Yeah. So why do you choose this form of exercise and a more what's the word, orthodox approach to exercise?
No, why aren't you okay with it? That's the question.
Yeah, that's the question. Why would this form of exercise? Why would you have a problem with this form of exercise?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure why I'm not okay with it. Like I said, maybe that's how I was shaped, right? So if you were shaped in a
so
way
you don't have
to
a logical
enjoy kicking
reason
a
to
cat,
believe it.
right?
You don't
that
have a
that's on
logical
you.
reason. You're just emotional about
You're
it,
not
right?
logical. You're literally talking about kicking cats.
Yeah, I know you are, but what am I? It's you are.
Shapeshifter.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I've just dropped him because his
Thank you.
he doesn't have like a logical argument. He's just basically saying, oh, because I've been told it's okay. But yeah, guys, I actually have to finish now, so I'm gonna head off.
The funny thing is, this person got into the chat now saying that the vegans have never a coherent argument. Well, his whole point was that he was taught that way. Like
That
his
was
argument.
brutal.
It's so funny, man. These people.
Like
I swear to
brutal.
God.
I think he was just trying to think of things on the fly when you were talking to him, Jam, and then when Chip was, it's just a total disaster for this guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, he doesn't consider that you could literally justify human slavery with that kind of logic. Like, oh, that's how I was raised, with believing that this group of individuals are less worthy, and so yeah. I mean, you can say that we're not logical beings, but you failed to provide the reason why, and yeah, it kind of seems like you're the one who's not being logical. So, yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you both for coming up. I wish I could stay, I really do. But unfortunately, I share this space with somebody else, and I can't be up yapping past all of these hours. They've got to be up early. So, yeah, I have a cut-off point. So. I have to.
Can I just say something quickly?
Of course you can.
everyone in the chat, please go and subscribe. Please follow. Please support Jem. Become a YouTube member. Become a Patreon. Support this amazing activist.
I appreciate that. And likewise, David and Chip. Yeah, if you give those guys a follow, they both make awesome content. Yeah, there's loads more awesome vegans than me. So, yeah, please do give those guys a follow. Really appreciate you both being
You're
here.
pretty based. I'm gonna drop. See you. Bye.
See you later.
Based, yeah.
Bye bye. Yeah, whoever's still requesting, like I said earlier, if you do subscribe, you'll get a notification when I go back live again. I'm sure we'll be able to chat next week, but yeah, for now I do have to head off. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for today. I'm still live on YouTube. I always have this I say goodbye to TikTok, and now I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube. Again, really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you to anybody who moderated, by the way. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to keep it short just because it's 10:15. I usually like to say goodbye to every single person individually. Goodbye, Louis. Goodbye, Pia. Goodbye, Chip. Goodbye, Anik. But yeah, I don't have time for that. Just so you know, you're all awesome. Yeah, it's been great hanging out, and let's do it again. Let's do it next week. I hope you all have an awesome rest of the day, night, wherever you are. I think I'll be going live on Friday as well. I forgot to say that actually. I think there's probably a few of us going live. I forgot to say that on TikTok. So yeah, I know when everyone's live at the same time, it's hard to like, who do you pick? Who do you pick? Pick me. No, I'm joking. Like there's so many awesome vegans. So yeah, you can go on multiple different, have all your devices, be on everyone's live at the same time. But yeah, really appreciate you guys, and I will see you next week. These weeks they do come around real quick, so yeah, before you know it, we'll be going again, and hopefully I'll get a normal person at some point, because I feel like it's a lot of like people who just want to argue and debate, and they think they've got this really amazing point that no one's ever said. But yeah, I want somebody who's honest, who really wants to question their morals, and they are okay with swallowing their pride and admitting how they really feel, because there's no shame in that. There's no shame, and I do it all the time. If somebody calls me out on something, I say, yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, I probably didn't act in the best way in this instance. It's how we grow. It's how we develop as people, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, right? So, anyway, I'm going to stop yapping. See you all soon. And, yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your weeks. Hopefully see some of you on Friday. Laters.